Hello and welcome back to the Football Social, guys. Joining me on the sofa today, there's a very distinct Football Daily flavour. It's James Wayne and it's Michael McCubbin. Rejoining us, of course, is Ryan Mason, and we're also going to be keeping a close eye on events in Manchester and Zagreb. I believe they're on screen behind us. Oh, that's quite tense. I'm quite tense. I don't know about you boys. Ryan, we've seen the starting lineup. How are you feeling about England's chances against a very plucky, stoic Croatia?
Yeah, I feel very confident. Obviously, the boys have done well to get to this stage. They look settled as a team. The team are picking themselves, and I think everyone complements each other. And I'm sure they're going to go into this game full of confidence, and I'm hoping we're going to get the win, yes.
So where do you think we can hurt them? Because I think potentially in defence, not a lot of pace in that Croatian defence, and obviously we have those two elusive number 10s. Where do you think we're going to strike them hard today?
I think for me the key, which has probably been the key in all our matches, is Dele Alli, Jesse Lingard and Raheem Sterling, because they're the three for me who've got the most freedom to move where they want, and I think that opens up spaces for Harry to get involved in the game. And obviously we've seen Kieran Trippier get high up the pitch, and his delivery has been outstanding. I think the aim for England is to get Harry chances, and if we get Harry chances, then he scores, and I'm confident we'll do that. OK, lovely. Zagreb are behind us now. Look, they've already got the pyro out. No pyro, no party, guys.
Exactly. Looks like the guy in the band's got it out.
Let's have a look at their squad then. So, McCubbin and James, only noticeable difference really from the last game against Russia is that Brozovic has come in for the ex-Hoffenheim striker Kramaric. Are you surprised by that at all, Michael?
No, not totally surprised. I think Croatia's lineup is generally stronger than it was against Russia because of that. Obviously, Modric has tended to thrive in that number 10 position, in that 4-2-3-1 up until now. Obviously, he played a bit deeper against Russia, and I think he suffered for it. So I think in some ways this is a more positive lineup and a slightly more dangerous lineup for England.
I said ex-Hoffenheim, I meant ex-Leicester, of course, where he only scored 2 in 15, but had a decent season last season in the Bundesliga, getting 13 in 34, I believe. James, the England team is about to come up. Let me know your thoughts on this, big man.
Well, it's an unchanged side, and I think that's rightly so. I think everyone's played as well as they can do. Everyone's shown why they should be in the starting lineup. I think how Croatia have lined up shows that they're having to adapt to us. We're the dangerous team in this situation. And with our kind of fullbacks going forward, as we've seen before, the delivery we have from each side,
they also like to play wide, don't they, Croatia? So we have to be wary of that.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, our fullbacks can pull in if need be, and they're both quick players. I mean, Kyle Walker's absolute pace merchant himself, so I think we should be all right.
Yeah, I think Croatia's going to be a bit of a 4-1-4-1, actually. I think Brozovic is going to be a little bit further up the pitch. Right, but before we start, guys, let's go over some bets that our friends over at Sky Bet have sent us. Now, you can place £10 worth of bets on this game, Croatia versus England, and get a free £5 bet as a result. Minimum odds must be 1-3, and it's valid until 7 p.m. You have to be 18 plus, and full terms and conditions apply. And we have a request to bet too. What do you think of this, boys? Maguire or Stones to score a header at 13-2. This is available before kick-off only. Odds, of course, subject to change. 18 plus, full terms and conditions apply as well. Would we be having a bit of that?
Yeah, I'd be all over that. We've looked dangerous, some set plays, and they've both got on the score sheet this World Cup, so hopefully they can get on there again.
Yeah, definitely. 80% of our goals have come from set plays. Yeah. So do you think that represents decent value for money, boys?
I would say so, and both of them have scored headers already, haven't they?
Exactly.
So
not scared of it. Not scared of it.
Decent. I actually think, I mean, that's a pretty sturdy, it's a pretty robust Croatian defence. I think it might be a set piece that unlocks this game. I mean, I'm not really putting myself out there saying that.
For sure, but I mean, Croatia they've conceded, half of their goals have been conceded from set pieces. They've conceded 4 goals and 2 of them have been from set plays. So
excellent.
Yeah, and also I think it'll be interesting to see, because Vishalko was a doubt before this game, at right back, and Subasic was also a doubt before this game. So like, they're both playing. So nice. I don't know whether they're not fully fit or whether they'll be a little bit off the...
nice. Interesting observations. I'm hearing that we can go over to Smithy in Box Park, who's reporting on the atmosphere.
Hamill, how are you? He's absolutely rammed in Box Park, Croydon, and a man has just asked his missus to marry him. This man here has just proposed. Look at him! 3 lions on his head, literally. Croydon. He has picked of all the locations in the world, he's used Box Park Croydon. There he is. He is getting mobbed. He won't have to buy a drink all night. It's the greatest day of his life. It is so loud in here, Hamill. I can't hear what's going on. Look at these scenes.
Surely she is absolutely spitting with rage there, lads. I mean
I
is
would
that
be.
how you propose to your girlfriend?
Probably not. I mean, he's lucky that there's a load of England fans then that there's occasion because, I mean, he's effectively inside a shopping centre. I mean, it's...
One she definitely won't forget. She'll probably be covered in cheap lager later as well. So, Ryan, what are your thoughts on how that's just unfurled? That's not what I was expecting when we went over to Smithy,
I'm
to be
pretty
honest.
sure if I proposed to my missus there, she would have said no, and they'd come back with a better one, to be honest. But I think he's put a bit of pressure on her there.
I get the impression if she said no, he would have stayed there, to be honest, and just seen out the game, you know, and dealt with it when he got home. Anyway, the game is about to kick off. I'm extremely nervous. There's Modric, obviously their talisman, their key player. How do we shut Modric down, boys?
I don't know, it's a really big task for Henderson, I think. Really big task. And I think it depends where Modric plays, whether he does sit a bit deeper or whether he does occupy that 10 role. It might require, I don't know, maybe Kyle Walker to step out a little bit, put the pressure on. Maybe Jesse Lingard to track back a bit more than he has done in other games. I know he's done that decently in a lot of games for United last season.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to require a real team effort there because I think Modric, probably as a singular talent, is probably the best player we've come up against so far this World
And like
Cup.
you said, massive responsibility on Henderson's shoulders. He's actually tired in the sort of last 20 minutes on more than one occasion because of the amount of ground he's had to cover. So might have to keep a close eye on that situation. Now, obviously, you've played with Modric, you've trained with him. Is there any weaknesses to his game?
No, he's one of those special talents.
It's not what I wanted to hear, Ryan.
Listen, on his day, he can control games. But for me, the most positive thing about this England team is that we can soak up pressure and we've got pace on the counter-attack. So it isn't such a bad thing if Croatia have got us penned in our half because, like I say, you've got Raheem Sterling, Jesse Lingard, Dele Alli, who can cover ground very quickly. So listen, England are a very dangerous team, and I'm sure Croatia will be very, very aware of that we can go from defence to attack very quickly.
Yeah, much more wary of that trident than maybe we should be of Modric. Now, we're getting some questions in, aren't we, Jimbo, from the Football Daily and Soccer AM fans at large. Which one has tickled your pickle? Which one are we kicking off with?
I've got a question from Oliver on Soccer AM's YouTube.
Go on.
He says, regardless of what happens in this game, do you think England deserve a winner's parade upon their arrival back?
Ryan, kick us off. You know how, the fickle nature of football fans. Do you think they're going to be greeted as heroes, regardless of the result?
I think eventually, yes. But listen, I'm sure the nation expect England to win today against Croatia. We are the better side in my eyes. We've proven that in this World Cup. I'm sure whatever happens, coming back, the country and the fans will appreciate the effort that the boys have done. I'm not sure a winning parade is the right thing because, listen, we're England. We want to promote winners. We want to win things. And listen, I'm sure, like I say, the country will appreciate what boys have done in this World Cup because the connection from the team to the fans is there. We can see that. And they've made us proud, whatever happens. So just hopefully we can go one step further than the semi-final.
Yeah, an extremely likeable group. And like you said, Gareth Southgate has really kind of bridged that gap between press. Oh, OK. Well, I'm just hearing in my ear.
Croatia will win this game because this is everything for us. Luck is on our side. We play good. We have good team, good fans. Everything is our side. This year we win.
Nervous. I'm nervous every game, let alone Croatia, and it's a long time since we've been in a semi-final, so that makes me even more nervous. But I'm quietly confident as well. Not overconfident, but quietly confident. We're playing well.
Fans here from Scotland jumping on the English bandwagon, guys. Can England do it tonight? Can they make history?
I'd like to hope so. It'd be great for British football as a whole.
Really hope so. It goes without saying that Modric is Croatia's danger man. How do England neutralise him tonight?
I think we just need to try and play around him, play on the wings, use Trippier as much as possible, and try and use the set pieces. That's been working throughout the tournament, and I think we've got a good chance tonight.
Rebric, Mandzukic, Modric, that's the key of this game, yeah.
I just hope Sterling is the man who scores one tonight.
And can England make history tonight and make it to a World Cup final?
Of course they can, we're going all the way.
There you go, you heard it here first. England are going all the way. Back to you guys in the studio.
What an absolute chancer. We had all of our names in a hat, didn't we, to go to Russia, and Peter Dorman was pulled out of all people. But doing a fantastic job there, Peter. Thank you very much, mate. I've got a few stats down here for you guys, a few interesting facts and figures. Now, last time we were in a semi-final was 1990, and the average house price in the UK then was £72,000.
Oh, wow.
Still wouldn't have been able to afford one back then. Poll tax was introduced, which caused mass demonstrations I have down here. None of this that relevant to the football, but we're going to go through it anyway. And Margaret Thatcher resigned as British Prime Minister, so, you know, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, long gone now, but yeah.
All right, so we're counting down to a kick-off now. All right, guys, let's get some predictions in, some unnecessary predictions. Let's you know, touch wood after each one. But James, starting with you, mate, what do you fancy?
I'm saying an edgy 1-0 to England. Yeah, very tense, I think.
Yeah, I don't really want to make this prediction, but I'm gonna go.
I'm not going to force you.
I'm gonna go for 2-1 England on current form. I think.
Yeah.
I think on current form we'll win 2-1.
What about you, Ron, mate?
I think 2-1 is probably the most likely score to England, but at the same time, I can see us getting 1 or 2 more as well.
What about your boy Harry Kane? Do you think he's going to flourish today with this? I mean, he absolutely destroyed Dejan Lovren, didn't he, when Tottenham beat Liverpool 4-1 in the Premier League last season. Will he have any joy, do you think? The same amount of joy today?
I hope so. I think, like I said a minute ago, it's just getting Harry chances because, you know, if you give Harry 2 chances, he's definitely scoring one of them. And he's proven that this World Cup, and I'm sure tonight he'll be eager to get on the score sheet and take England through to that World Cup final as captain.
Oh, you're
on the topic of Kane,
go on.
I've got a question from Waterboy90 who says, do you think it's time for somebody else apart from Kane to step up?
I think they've all stepped up. I don't think it's been a case of Harry, just being Harry. I think if you look at all the successful teams, you always have a goal scorer, a target man who sticks the ball in the back of the net. But listen, Harry wouldn't have 6 goals without the other 10 players on the pitch and the subs coming on as well. I think every man has performed to the highest level, and I'm sure if the 11 on the pitch tonight perform to their best of their abilities, then I'm sure this England team will win tonight.
Yeah, I think if you asked a lot of England fans who the best player had been, it'd be a hard choice. I think there'd be a split decision. Kieran Trippier definitely up there for me. What about you guys? Your surprise package tournament so far, kicking off in very soon, but...
For England?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely Trippier. I mean, we knew he was good in set pieces situations, but he's really, really shown his quality in this tournament. I think, definitely my surprise package.
What about you, McCuff?
So, I'd say I've got 2. I think Lingard has stepped up more than I thought he would. I think, especially against Sweden in the second half, he was so influential. Really, really positive with the ball. And I think Henderson as well, man, has to take a lot of plaudits. Like, I think he's been really underrated against Sweden, against Colombia for most of the game as well. He was so solid. Really dealt with everything that's been thrown at him. So, yeah. And Hendo's really gone up in my estimations this tournament.
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp, of course, saying that he's now finally getting the credit he deserves. People seeing him in a different light. I totally agree. He's been more than just industrious, right?
Yeah, I mean, he'd had a decent season with Liverpool as well, of course. But I think as an England player, he's really stepped up. And of course, he was the captain before. And maybe, I think, giving the captaincy to Kane, he's clearly thriving with the armband on, and perhaps there's a bit less pressure on Henderson now to perform that captain's role. He can just kind of focus on keeping it tight in front of the back four.
No, I agree. Well, talking of leaders, we can now go over to Adam Smith at Box Park again. Hopefully no one else has proposed, because that would be tragic. Adam, give us a different story.
Thank you very much, Hamill. No, I can confirm, no one that I'm aware of has proposed again, but that guy has gone down in legendary status. He's had drinks, he's done about 4 media interviews, everyone's bought him drinks, he's having a great time. But I'm going to put it out there, lucky enough I've been to many stadiums, grounds all around the world. This is the loudest I've ever seen a fan park outside of a stadium. They were in here from 5 o'clock, it is absolutely rammed. Everyone we've spoken to as well is incredibly confident. We were talking to fans before the other England games, bit of nerves before Colombia. Everyone seems to think England will beat Croatia and advance to the World Cup final. Got a couple of fans with us here today. Guys, thoughts on the England starting lineup, as expected for you?
Yeah, I'm happy with the unchanged lineup. Just keep it safe. We're going to score a header in the 20th, I reckon, then 1-0 win, so yeah.
OK, he's got the prediction in early. Quick word on Croatia. Surely this is England's toughest match, particularly in that midfield area. They've got to keep Modric, Rakitic quiet.
They have. The midfield is tough at Croatia, but listen, we've come this far. It's unexpected. I think England have got enough passion and desire to win this game.
Yeah, and you've been in Box Park Croydon for many games. What is it that's so special about this place?
There's an absolute buzz here. Everyone here is just can't wait to see how England perform. It's exciting. The atmosphere is probably the best in London. It's unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah, it has been famous. Croydon's got a lot of amazing publicity about how famous this fan park has gone when the goals have gone in. This place is going to erupt if and when England score. Can England do it? See you soon. Back to you guys in the studio.
So yeah,
Thanks very much, Smithy. Hair immaculate as always. James, we're going over to Social Corner now.
Yeah, we've got a question from Akshay on the Soccer AM YouTube saying, considering Harry Kane's success and the fact he's leading the Golden Boot race, should Tottenham fans be scared about losing their man, considering Ronaldo has just left Real Madrid?
Oh, hello. Just hold that thought, Jimbo. Is that a free
kick?
kick?
Oh,
excellent.
free kick.
Come on, Trips, step up. Modric giving it away of all people.
Great turn from Lingard to set up that situation.
So you know Harry Kane more than most. Would his mindset be...
I know
Real Madrid would be a positive move for me?
His mindset's on winning this World Cup.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about. He's a Tottenham boy. He's proven that. He's scored goals. There'll always be speculation and links. Football's a funny game, you know. Anything can happen, but... Listen, I know Harry's committed to Tottenham, but at the moment he's committed to England and bringing that World Cup home.
But if Real Madrid come knocking, you don't really turn them down, do you?
No, of course.
And they do need another number 9. Karim Benzema might be on his way out as well.
It's very difficult to say no to Real Madrid, whether you're a player, a manager or anything, but especially Harry, because in my eyes he's the best out-and-out number 9 in the world at this moment in time, and I'm sure that's going to be the case for the next 5 to 8 years. So, like I say, that speculation is always going to be there, but I'm confident he'll stay at Tottenham, and I'm sure he's going to have success there as well.
Best number 9 in the world football. Would you agree with that, boys? I think only Lewandowski probably has a stake of claim.
But yeah, I've been confidently saying that for a while. I absolutely love Harry Kane.
Yeah, I think he's only 24 as well. I mean, it's obscene, isn't it? Let's stop. Let's take a beat.
Come on, Trips.
For Kieran Trippier.
Oh, it's great.
Yes! Come on!
Jeez. Oh my God, what a hit!
I just
Stand-up player. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Beck.
Oh my
Beck.
God, what a start to the game.
Oh my God. Let's
can't
have a look
believe
at the scenes. Box Park, Manchester. Where are we going? Newcastle. This is Newcastle.
Oh, go on, Newcastle.
Kieran Trippier, take a bow.
Oh, I had a good feeling about that. I don't know what it was.
Over to Box Park. Where's Smithy? I think he's throwing himself off the terrace. That's Bristol.
Yes. Sorry.
You didn't actually catch me. I just felt your hair skim my glasses.
Look at those seats!
Come on. We found Smithy. He's back.
What a great start to the game.
And the guys at Zagreb, not the start they were looking for, was it at all? Atmosphere still could not care less. Sorry, guys, over in Zagreb.
No more flares for them.
All right, this is Manchester, boys.
Loving it. A lot of tops off there. A lot of people swinging their T-shirts around their head.
Wonderful scenes, wonderful.
Fantastic.
What a goal. Kieran Trippier, he deserves that. The tournament he's had, he deserves to score a goal of that calibre. Brilliant. He has not scored, boys, I'm being told, since February 2016. What a time to finally step
What
up.
was that from?
Go on, Sterling.
What's the ball that was?
Kasper Schmeichel-esque distribution.
Have you seen Kieran score a goal like that? Score a free kick as good as that?
I played against Trips when he was on loan against. He was on loan at, I think he was on loan at Barnsley, and I was at Doncaster on loan. This was a good 7-8 years ago now, and we were winning 2-1, and he stepped up in the last minute, and it was literally a carbon copy of that free kick. So I know he's always had the ability. Just unfortunately for him, he's had Christian Eriksen at Tottenham, who's a set-piece specialist, but. So I think after this tournament, Trips will definitely be on set pieces for Spurs because he's proven he's pretty special at it.
We have gone off like a rocket here. This is quality because when you score the first goal, you earn the right to play on a counter-attack, don't you? So now we can invite a little bit of pressure on and, like you said before, hit them with that pace, hit them with that guile up front. Or, you know, we can just go for the jugular.
I think we should.
This is perfect.
Yeah, I think we should go for another in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, because there were moments against Sweden where we were on top for large periods. We hadn't got that second goal, and had Jordan Pickford, you know, not been on his A game, it could have been a different story. But this team just continues to do very un-English things. Scoring a free kick in the first 5 minutes of the game, quality, love it.
Got another question from Dean Syed. If you could swap one England player for a Croatia player, who would you swap?
Ooh, it's really tough. I think,
especially given how
considering
we're complimenting how well they played together and how they're more than the sum of their parts, sort of thing. But
I'd have to bring in Modric. I don't know how. Maybe Modric for Ali. Maybe just to have that bit more creativity for further forward if Modric was playing a more advanced role.
Modric for Lingard maybe, but yeah, I mean we don't want to be answering those sort of questions now, do we? You know, the 11 boys on the pitch are doing the job. We're not be swapping them out. What's going on, James?
Well, no, you
can blame yourself, Ryan. Would you? I think you're probably better off dodging that question, to be honest.
Well, for me personally, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't bring anyone in. It's not about individuals. It's, we've got a great teamwork rate, and I think everyone complements each other.
That's
good ball from Kane.
That's a clear directive, isn't it, at the start of this game? Sterling is the last man every single time. And against Sweden, he was stretching play. Left, right, centre. He won the corner for the goal. And I think he's just been a bit unfortunate for the goal because his endeavour has definitely, I think, is warranted a goal, a World Cup goal.
It has. I think he deserves a goal. But at the same time, the work rate and the job he's done for this England team is... You can't look past it because, like I say, he's brought everyone else into the game and he's a constant threat. And what with England going 1-0 up so early on tonight, I'm sure he's going to have a massive part to play, like you say, on the counter-attack because early on Croatia are pressing high up the pitch, so there's lots of space there for England to play around them.
They already look very stretched, Croatia. Just when Harry Kane put that ball in, there was so much space.
Yeah, they were pressing quite high, weren't they? I mean, Raheem Sterling was pretty much in a one-on-one situation, which is not what you want with Sterling and the likes of Vidar or Lovren, is it? Because he's going to gas the pair of them. We've got any more questions, Jimbo?
Yeah. If this team was a Premier League team, how do you see them faring? What position? Oh, this England team, this is.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I mean,
tough questions. I
mean, it's mostly Tottenham. So, I mean, you got to say top four, right? I don't think we're lacking anything in particular. Maybe. I mean, Kyle Walker, I'm guessing if you gave him the option, would play at right back. So maybe if we had another pacey central defender in there, that might complement this current setup even more so. But working really well in there, isn't it? And we've seen kind of less and less individual errors from him as the tournament's gone on. Phone's popping off. Right, let's go over to Smithy, who has found himself a singing partner, it would seem, in Box Park.
It's coming home. It's coming. I love this woman. This woman will always be the woman that I celebrated England's semi-final goal with. Miranda, you look amazing. How did that go in? Honestly, how did you react when that go in? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You went crazy, I went crazy. What a goal.
Well done, Gareth. Absolutely brilliant. Come on, England. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming.
It's so loud in here, Hamill, that I thought England went 2-0 up. It wasn't a second goal. They were showing the replay of Trippier's free kick, and the place went as loud as they did when the first goal went in. There is going to be one hell of a party if England win this. Back to you guys in the studio. Come on, England!
Cheers, Smithy. Missed the obvious joke there. Didn't propose to her. You know, James, you're a fan of awful puns and jokes. I'm sure you'd have appreciated that. It is a corner to England. Let's revisit the game. I'm still, images of Miranda singing in my head. Ashley Young. Oh, Harry Maguire getting into it. Ominous. I mean, we're talking about people's stature growing at this tournament. Harry Maguire, if he has another season akin to last season, where he won Leicester's Player of the Year, I believe, coupled with this tournament, then surely there'll be some big teams coming knocking for his services.
Yeah, I think he's the kind of player that deserves to make that next step, because everywhere he's been, I think the last 4 or 5 seasons he's won the Player of the Year or something. A crazy stat. You know, when he was at Sheffield United, he won it twice on the bounce, at Hull as well, and like you say, at Leicester. So I'd be very surprised if after this World Cup one of the big boys don't come in for him.
Yeah, and what do you boys make of Harry Maguire? You think he's been linked with a little bit with City? You're a City fan. Would you take him?
I mean, I would take him. I don't know if it'd be a good move for him, considering how we do treat some of our players in terms of, like, we buy a lot of players. We buy a lot of players, and a lot of players do get rotation. I think he'd thrive more as a starting centre back, playing week in, week out, and potentially leading a team, because he does seem to have that kind of coolness, calmness. And as a centre back, if you can do that, keep your players cool and calm, as well as performing yourself, that's a very, very good asset.
Ali spreading it out wide there. Trips is in. Again, England extremely positive in the early stages of this game, and for a team that like to play out wide, Croatia are very compact, extremely scared of England's attacking sort of trident that you intimated at earlier, and we're getting a lot of joy down the flanks, aren't we? That's Ashley Young pretty much playing it across to Trippier.
I had to grab a pizza for this corner.
So I got a question from Sam saying, what has impressed you most about the England team? This could be outside of football itself, its togetherness, the way they've acted with the media. Go on.
Harry Maguire again. Oh, mate.
I think the togetherness, I really do, and I think, full credit to the manager. He's done everything right, in my opinion. The England squad, I feel like they've used social media and everything like that as such a tool in a positive way, and I think that connection from the fans to the players is there. We can see that this England squad, not just the team, the England squad care about the country, and they're doing us proud.
Lads, maybe let's not get ahead of ourselves, because Croatia did make bad starts and quick comebacks on a couple of occasions in this World Cup, including that game against Denmark. So let's see how the next 5 minutes play out, because obviously they don't particularly, fear going down, so quite resilient in that regard. But England, this is an explosive 15. That's flown by, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It really has. Been very, very dominant, or at least we've been easily the most threatening. But yeah, for sure, I won't be comfortable until 2-0.
I won't be comfortable.
There's just too much quality.
Until I'm in Seb's car on the way home and we're in the final. Trips clears. Raheem Sterling a little bit more advanced still than Kane. Yeah. We've seen that as a bit of an emerging pattern, right? Not just in this game, but Kane was dropping back against Sweden, sacrificing a little bit of his natural game, let's say, to kind of help link up play, alleviate a bit of pressure on midfield. Now, I imagine, selflessness is a quality he possesses in abundance, right?
Yeah, and not only that, intelligence as well. Harry's got the ability. He can play as an out-and-out number 9. He can play as a number 10. You could play him in midfield if we needed to. He's a special footballer, and like you say, that selfishness of wanting to score goals, but at the same time, he's brought a real team game to him as well, because, like you say, he understands that Raheem Sterling stretching the back four is probably the best thing for England. So it's really good to see.
Yeah. Leading by example, isn't he, the captain? Now, we have a tweet here from Nathaniel Chalabar, and he's put, nobody here will believe, but I called Trips to score first. And he's got someone down there as his witness.
Did he put a bet on there?
He's also put that Sterling is next. So, now we have Mike predicting scores on VFN, one of our shows every Friday. We call him Mystic Mike, but you've got a bit of competition here in Nathaniel Chalabar. So
I do.
Who are you calling as next goal scorer? And we'll see, who's the real Mystic Meg around here.
Okay. I'm inclined to go with him just because he got the first one right. But for the sake of competition, I am going to go for I'm going to go for Harry Maguire. You know, he's already had a couple of chances. He's got a taste. So yeah, Harry Maguire.
I love it. We have a bit of friction now.
In 2 games.
That first goal was the fastest semi-final goal since 1974.
No.
So we might have a bit of a tasty semi-final on our hands here, guys. Let's hope it continues in that manner. But go on, you might as well get in on the act. Who's going to score next, Ryan?
I think Delhi.
Delhi.
Yeah, he's a big game player, and he more often than not pops up with a goal in big games. So I fancy Delhi tonight.
Look how deep Modric is, and we thought he might start in a more advanced position. He's having to drop back, isn't he? Help out. That's what we like to see. They've got some. Now it's pretty clear why they play so wide, because a lot of their threatening forwards, like Perisic, who was great for Inter, at least in the first half of last season, are out there. But that's the great thing about having that back three, right? With the wing backs, we are pretty well covered, and that maybe our formation is going to cause them a few headaches, Ryan. Do you think they have to play a little bit more through the middle?
No, I think when you adopt the tactics that England have shown, I think the wide areas is probably the route to go. Fortunately enough for England, we've got 3 centre-halves that are comfortable dealing with crosses into the box, because I think this Croatian side, I think we've seen it early on, they're going to try and get the ball wide and get the ball into Mandzukic because he's an aerial threat, but you should outnumber him more often than not, and you should be able to deal with those situations.
Where do you boys, if Croatia can get back in this, where do you see it coming from? Mandzukic barely had a sniff so far.
But he's been quite. Oh God. Oh.
Decent effort there from Perisic. Yeah. Nice low-driven shot from that left-hand side on his right foot. Always a menace. He got double digits for goals and assists last season.
Ooh. I did come off Walker as well. I think, although Mandzukic hasn't really got a sniff himself, I do see him creating chances. He's been, obviously at Juve, he plays on the left, doesn't he? He's almost more adept as like a second striker these days, rather than the focal point. I don't know, maybe he might cause us problems that way. Kind of putting in Perisic or putting in Rebic as well. Obviously, he's been quite dangerous off the right in this tournament.
Rebic, Eintracht Frankfurt player. Have you seen much of him this season on Eurofootball Daily? Have we analysed him? Has he been in a scout report?
I don't think he has been actually, but I was looking at his form from last season. It was pretty decent. Obviously, Frankfurt were
bit of a surprise package. Yeah,
they were. Yeah, under Kovac, who's obviously gone to Bayern Munich now, and Rebic, I think, got in all comps about 9 goals and 3 assists. So
nice. Not a bad return for
for sure. Player. More of a goal scoring threat from wide rather than a creative.
Yeah.
But yeah, and obviously he's had a bit of a breakout tournament here.
Now, because you're amazed by that being the fastest goal since 1974, we have a bit of a follow-on from that. Okay. The narrative continues. Now, from here, from Opta Paolo, of all people, that's normally home to Serie A information, but we've got, in 2006, Kieran Trippier's goal is the first scored from a direct free kick by an England player at a World Cup since David Beckham against Ecuador in 2006, like I mentioned. So, Have we found
a new Becks?
a new dead ball specialist, at least?
Rates block.
John Stones there.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, even before today, I mean, like, all you have to look at Kieran Trippier's output over the tournament, and we clearly have someone who definitely, probably, the first guy since Becks to put in consistently lethal balls into the box.
To be regarded as a specialist.
Yeah, for sure.
Not just Wayne Rooney, who was like, had a decent.
Yeah, and I mean, Gerrard was decent.
Gerrard
as well,
had a decent deep cross. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's clearly well cut out for that role.
Got a question here from Scott saying, have England got lucky with the draw this year, or have they genuinely improved? I think personally there's only one answer to this, but I think we'll throw it out.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I think obviously the draw's opened up for them. To play the teams that we've played with the chance of getting into a World Cup final, that very rarely happens. At the same time, I think England have been one of the best teams in this World Cup. I don't think any of the so-called big boys have been convincing. Obviously, the Argentinas, I mean, Spain weren't great. Italy and Holland weren't even there. Yeah. So you have to be there. That level of difference between the top and mediocre teams isn't as much as it used to be. Yeah, listen, England fully deserve to be where they are.
The gap has narrowed for sure, hasn't it, between the sort of less talented nations, let's say, and that's been one of the most interesting observations about this World Cup. There is definitely has been no easy games, by Panama potentially, but I actually think that we deserve.
Oh, go on, Sterling.
Oh, hello, Raheem.
Oh, he's offside.
He's
offside.
And he's missed anyway. I think we deserve an easy draw. We shouldn't be too overly cynical about it. We've drawn Brazil in quarterfinals. We've drawn Germany in round of 16 games. We're bound to get the rub of the green at some point, right?
For sure. And it's not like they're really that easy. Like Colombia, took us to pens.
Yeah.
They got to the quarterfinals last time. Very, very useful side.
Sweden obviously knocked out Italy in the playoffs to get to
exactly,
the World Cup,
and they beat Mexico 3-0 in the groups as well, and they'd beaten Germany. So they're not easy teams to break down. And I think in particular, Ryan, like Sweden, I was particularly impressed at how we just took apart that defence, like a defence that had, I think, maybe only conceded one before. I was expecting a much tougher test from Sweden, and we actually outdid them tactically, I thought.
There's always that classic phrase of you can only play the teams in front of you, and we've performed well in each of those games. That's all you can ask for, really.
And one of my favourite World Cups, 2002, Germany having South Korea, who I think were perhaps ranked lower than Russia in that tournament. And I just think that Croatia having dispatched Argentina can't be underestimated, can they? So. And this is supposedly the golden generation of Croatian football as well. And we got Rakitic at Barcelona, Perisic at Inter Milan. Kovacic can't even get a game, and he plays for Real Madrid.
Go on,
Sterling, lovely, positive stuff from the start. Gassed his man.
Fantastic.
Slipped over, but he is already kind of reminiscent of the Sweden game. Like he might not, the end product might not quite be there. Sorry, Tom's getting tired. I'm getting extremely stressed, lads. But he's definitely, taken the initiative to this Croatian side. What do you think of the criticism that's been levelled at Raheem Sterling? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's warranted? Can you sympathise with any of it?
I think it's appalling. I really do. I don't think there's no need for it. This England team are performing great. We're in a World Cup semi-final, and some people can only focus on saying someone else should start in front of Raheem Sterling. It's been bizarre, I don't agree with any of it. It's been poor, and hopefully Raheem can score a goal and shut them all up, to be fair.
Love that.
Yeah, I think I'm with Chalobah on that. I'd absolutely love it if Sterling was the next goal scorer. As much as, I want you boys to predict the next goal scorer.
I think it's actually been to Southgate's credit in the way that he's used Sterling, because I think the way that he's been used in this World Cup, I think it was always going to be that he wasn't going to be getting the same sort of chances that he was getting at City. And he wasn't maybe going to have quite the same impact as he has at City. But the impact that he has had has worked in a completely different way. It's given Kane more space, obviously, given Lingard more space to attack. Like, it's just, for the good of the team, it's been...
Was occupying Granqvist, who's, arguably been one of Sweden's standout performers at the World Cup. And causing, it created space for Dele Alli, it created space for Jesse Lingard, and those sort of little shuttle runs, those 10-yard runs, are, I think, vastly unappreciated. And like I said, he was winning the sort of, the corners and providing the second assist. So I think people, it's just a shame that people are looking for, the dark cloud in an otherwise, very clear sky.
The thing that bothers me the most is why do we have to be negative? We're in the World Cup semi-final. This doesn't happen often. Why can we not just, be happy with the team?
I think the majority of people are, aren't they?
The majority of people.
By the way, I can't believe I opened this game. Football is...
I know.
I really can't. Croatia surprised me with their tactics, to be honest. I wasn't expecting them to come out and play an open game like this, because I think it does suit England. And there's definitely goals in this game. Yeah,
they threatened down the right-hand side, didn't they? There's a little bit of a desperate clearance 5 minutes ago from Kyle Walker. I think it was Modric who squared it along the box. So, what would you do here, Ryan, in this situation, in terms of game management? Would you go for that second goal, that killer second goal, or would you just calm down for 5 minutes? Because, like you said, extremely open.
I think England are doing the right thing. They're not committing too much, but at the same time, they're still a threat. They're using Raheem Sterling's pace, and I'm sure the Croatian defenders will know they've been in a game after this match finishes, because his pace is electrifying, and that's a terrible.
Lovren's
tackle.
pretty much mugged him there.
Got a great question here from
Go on, mate.
Yvonne. But if you want to get your tweets in, by the way, send to @FootballDailyUK or the @SoccerAM account using the hashtag the football social, I should say, to make sure you get your comment in. But the question is, what should you do when you have to work during the World Cup final?
Oh, well, I mean, the obvious answer is, be professional, go into work. No, I absolutely would be pulling a sickie, to be honest. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. But you know what? If the employee's worth working for, they'll shut down for the day. No.
Is that what I can't remember which supermarket.
Oh, I think it was Lidl or Aldi?
Yeah, Aldi or Lidl.
One of the two, yeah.
Shutting down at 3 p.m. on Sunday. I think
It's
we'll go
7 o'clock on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they've shut down early for today as well, I think.
Oh, really?
To let their staff go home and watch this game. I rate that very highly.
Yeah, fantastic.
Right. So now England are, taking the sting out of it a little bit. Pickford's distribution this tournament has been.
Ooh.
Oh, he's just fell on his bottom there, but
Nope.
nice. Jordan Henderson picking up the pieces yet again.
Yeah, I think one big improvement for us at this tournament as well is that especially Sterling and Kane have been so excellent at drawing fouls. Like it takes so much pressure off the team. And yeah, like we just saw there with Sterling, got something out of nothing. Kane was excellent at it against Colombia as well, and obviously gives us opportunities from set pieces as well. So it's been a big improvement in our game, I think.
Yeah, I agree, man. So it's a decent point. Big decision, obviously dropping Kramaric, bringing in Brozovic, and no doubt that was to shore up the midfield, but it's not really happened, has it? So I'm not quite sure if sort of that change has been a positive one for Croatia. But gotta say, yeah, I think the game being open is definitely to England's advantage because Sterling has been extremely prominent in this first half, hasn't he?
He loves getting on the ball.
James, you're a City fan.
Yes.
How invaluable is he to the Sky
I
Blues?
absolutely love him. I've spent most of this World Cup defending him to my life, been arguing with my friends.
So annoying that you've had to even had to do that.
But watching him this season, people keep saying he's a tap-in merchant, and the first thing that springs to mind when someone says that is a last-minute, screamer he scored against Southampton outside of the box, held in the top right corner.
But also, so was Van Nistelrooy. That's not a stick to beat someone with.
I mean, he's got
20 goals.
18 goals in the league, and I definitely know over 10 assists. Ooh. So you can't write that off. And he's had a brilliant.
Oh, come on, Harry! No! Oh man, that was a fantastic. Is it offside?
Golden opportunity.
The flag went up. The flag went up.
Okay.
It's all right, your boys. He's not missed that gilt-edged chance there. That is fantastic.
That is great football.
He was offside.
That is great football. No, he's on the side.
He was on.
He's level. I don't know. If you're Harry, you probably.
Oh, so unfortunate.
Harry, you're delighted that flag's gone up, surely.
Yeah, big time. He's had 2 chances now that have been offside. He's missed both of them, so hopefully in the next one he's onside and he bags it.
So we had Wayne Bridge and Emu Heskey on, and we were asking them sort of about the various forwards they played with and their mentality. And Heskey was saying that Michael Owen, one of the reasons that he was so lethal is because he just didn't care about missing. Like he'd put that to the back of his mind straight away. Was Harry naturally like that? You said that I think he has 5 or 6 chances a game. He's an absolute shot monster in the Premier League, isn't he? I think only sort of like Ronaldo and Messi and Lewandowski match those shot numbers in Europe. So evidently he's got that same quality.
Yeah, what Harry's got is the mindset to be the best in the world. He's got the ability, but to get to that level of Ronaldo, Messi, you have to perform on a consistent basis, and that takes a lot out of you. You have to be very strong mentally because you put yourself under so much pressure.
So has he always been like that, mentally durable, or is that something that he learnt while he was out on loan, or?
Great interception, John Stones.
Out, please.
Oh, well done,
Pickford. Yeah, so was that a God-given quality he had, or?
No, I don't think you're born with that. I think it's a case of learning. It's about discipline, it's sacrifice, and getting to where you want to be. And Harry wants to be the best striker in the world for 10 years. He wants to win Ballon d'Ors. He wants to win things. And his energy is contagious. You know, when I played with him, everything I'd done with him, whether it was a training game, a game in the weekend, what he done was made everyone around him believe that everyone was good enough to win on that given time. And he's the perfect leader in my eyes.
Ooh, foul on the ref. That's it.
Obviously,
that was, bit of a sizable coming together there. Both shaking it off. Go on, McCubbs, what are you about to say, mate?
I was just going to say, obviously, Southgate's made him captain of England. Does he have they must have a pretty close relationship as a result. What was his like relationship with Pochettino when you were at Spurs?
Yeah, the thing with the gaffer at Spurs, his relationship with all these players is not just a manager. You know, it goes on to a personal level as well. And my relationship with the gaffer now is still unbelievable. You know, I'd class him as a friend more than anything. And I think that's what helps his players play for him so much, because you have that respect for him not just as your manager but as a human being as well. And his values on life in general are something that you can live by, to be honest.
And you said after you retired, didn't you, that there'd always be a place for you at Tottenham, and you are, as of the last couple of weeks, coaching at Tottenham. Enjoying yourself? Oh God!
Oh, that was brilliant,
actually. Yeah,
fantastic.
I mean,
tackle, Ashley.
Since middle of Feb when I retired, I went straight into the club, and I've been coaching sort of 2 or 3 times a week ever since then.
Since Feb?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while now. I'm back in there, obviously pre-season started again, so it's a bit strange because...
Oh, wait.
I've won the free kick.
It's strange because this is my first pre-season in, I think, 19 years where I've not been a player, so it's weird. It's all new to me, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with the youth team. I'm teaching them. I'm doing lots with them, so it's very rewarding to
adding that new string to your bow. But it must be hard seeing the guys go out for pre-season and not being part of that. But is your mind firmly on becoming a coach and then eventually a manager now, or?
It's very difficult because it's so fresh. You know, it's still only 5 months since I retired. I'm 27 years old, and I think I'm just pursuing a few different things and then seeing where I want to go with it all. You know, I'm not ready to commit to anything just yet, but I'm sure time will come. So
it's not one of those things. A lot of players know, don't they, straight away that I want to be a manager when I finish football. But you're kind of trying your hand at a few things.
Yeah, I think a lot of people retire at 34, 35, and you have that time to prepare yourself and understand and plan what you want to do. But to have that sprung on me at 25, 26 is something you can't prepare for, and it's just the case of taking my time and enjoying what I'm doing now, which I am. And like I say, I think it'll just open itself up and come naturally.
Nice that you have the time to try, and like you said, why rush? If it's not for you, then you've got time to map out a new future, haven't you? But no, that's quality. There's not many better managers to work under than Pochettino, is there, in terms of learning your trade?
No, I'm very lucky. You know, not only the gaffer, the academy coach, John McDermott, who's been there ever since I was a kid. He's helped bring through so many Premier League players. You know, our youth team, I think there was 4 of us that have gone on to play for England and 7 or 8 that have played in the Premier League. So those kind of numbers.
Oh, great pass.
Come on, Jesse.
Too casual. It's too casual. It's good though. Great play.
Great chance.
Yeah.
Really good composure from Dele Alli.
Not runs falling over.
Harry Kane dropping to great effect as well.
They're so free on the edge of the box.
He's on his own. Come on, Jesse. Thought you were going to use Raheem as a bit of a post there.
Big chance.
We're seeing Croatia's weaknesses here, but we've got a question from Matthew Corlett, who says, "What's England's biggest weakness, and who should Croatia be targeting?"
And the fact that that's not an obvious question is a testament to the job that Southgate's done. But I think we all said at the start of the tournament, central midfield, maybe a bit of a lack of creativity from central midfield as well, from especially that deep position, and that's why maybe he took Loftus-Cheek. But there's no obvious flaws. Maybe it lies, you know, on the bench. Not if Maguire and Stones and Walker hadn't struck up this kind of instantaneous relationship, you know, when we reverted to the 3 at the back, then maybe that might be an area. But do you see, as a player, do you see any kind of obvious flaws or any chinks in their armour?
I think the only weakness probably for the 4 teams left in this World Cup is the fact that none of them have won the World Cup. They've not had that experience of winning a final. You know, nerves and the unknown can do funny things at times, and I think it would just be that game management. I think from both teams, I'm sure England think that as well, that this Croatian team, they don't know how to win a semi-final of the World Cup. Likewise, England at the moment. And
you said that on the last live stream, didn't you? In terms of England kind of winding down the clock, maybe being a bit more savvy with going to ground, or you think the players are a little bit too honest, right?
Yeah, well, I've thought that in the past, but I think the Colombia game, I thought they were very good. I know we conceded late, but listen, we played dirty at times in that game. We've done what we had to do to frustrate them as well, and I think my criticism of England teams in the past is they've been very naive, and they've reacted to certain things, they've been provoked, and the good thing about this England team that I see is they're calm, and at the same time they can be nasty as well, and I think that's what you need to win a World Cup or a major trophy. You need to do what it takes to win, whether that's being ugly or playing the game, because at times you might have to play the game, and that, unfortunately, nowadays that is part of the game, play acting or winding the time down. And
well, you tweeted on the Colombia game saying that the physio should run on for the Henderson headbutt and make more of a deal. So
I did. I got a lot of criticism from England fans saying we don't want our country doing that, to play fair on that. But listen, in my eyes, I think if that was an England player headbutting a Colombian, then the whole bench is up, the physio runs on, the player runs on the ground, and the VAR room probably look at it in a more serious way, because it was a blatant red card. I think it was probably discarded too easily. I think we could have done more, and we should have done more to make sure he was sent off. That's not cheating. That's not cheating. For me, it's cheating, headbutting someone and getting away with it. Being headbutted, you should make sure they get sent off, because the rules are it was a red card. I did get a lot of criticism for that.
There's quite a lot of comments on that.
I'll stand by that. Listen, that's my way of. I view the game like that, and if I was a player, like it or not, I would have done what it takes to make sure he got sent off.
Yeah, I think this calmness comes from having the system in place as well, doesn't it, and having a belief in the system. You've seen the way that England have distributed from the back on a couple of occasions, and there is more of a style rather than a pragmatism about Southgate's England, as in this is the game plan, let's not flap, let's stick to it. But I can see Adam Smith on my screen. Smithy, we're coming over to you. How is the atmosphere now that the game has got a little bit cagier?
Hammer, it's a very good question. The atmosphere at the start was absolutely electric. Replays of Kieran Trippier goal getting as big a reaction as the goal itself. If you look around now, it's quite quiet. There's a few nervy fans. Obviously, England have had a few chances, not quite taken. And there's a few biting of nails going on. Fans are a little bit more anxious. I've found Anthony here, who is very happy, man. Talk us through your Gareth Southgate-inspired clothes today.
This is Waistcoat Wednesday here in Croydon. We love him. We love Gareth Southgate. He's one of us. I remember him from a school kid at Whitehorse Manor School. Big up Gareth Southgate. We love you.
You love Gareth Southgate, don't you? How do you think England are doing? 1-0 up. Croatia look like they're getting back into the game a little bit. Are you confident England can reach the World Cup final?
It's coming home. It's coming home. I'm telling you from Croydon. It's coming home.
Anthony's got some dance moves as well. Do you want to show us some of your dance moves?
Gareth, we love you, Gareth. We love you, Gareth. Come on, England. We can do this. Roar, Lions, roar.
Roar, Lions, roar. That is the message. Thank you very much from Anthony. It's quite a little bit nervy at the minute, but most fans confident that England can reach the World Cup final. Question for Ryan Mason from us here. Is Kieran Trippier the best player to ever play football? I love him.
What about those threads from Anthony, though, with that? The waist jacket, I love it. I wonder if it's got the little "it's coming home" embroidered into it.
They probably will sell that after this tournament.
Mason is Trippier the greatest player to play the game? I think Smithy will be genuinely looking for a response for that.
I think he knows that's a bit of a bold statement.
Nah, I mean, at current, I've got to say, I don't agree with him very often, but at current, I'm going for yes. Right, what's happened in the last 2 minutes? Because I was fully immersed in Anthony's chat. He's picked me back up, though, so fair play.
Not an awful lot.
We won off free kick.
We'll take this. Just nothing silly before half time, right, Michael?
Okay.
Just nothing silly before half time. Okay, we go in 1-0. Oh God.
That's right. Oh,
Jordan. Calm and collected. Love it.
He's been so good under pressure, Pickford, today.
But I think there's definitely been a, like I said, kind of that sticking to that game plan. Some of the distribution from the back has been. It's one of those things where, like Pep Guardiola says, that listen, it's actually, it seem counterintuitive, but this is risk averse playing this way from out the back because we're not conceding possession. Yeah. So in a roundabout way, in a mathematical way, is like I said, it's less risky. But I'm admiring the way that that Stones and Walker and Maguire are getting it from the back. Not only just playing out from the back, but Maguire and driving out from the back. Stones breaking those lines of his great passing ability. Do you reckon we're gonna stick with this 3 for a couple more tournaments to come, gents?
I think it depends on players, really. I mean, right now we have players that suit the system, and Gareth Southgate's system, that is, it seems to be going, fantastic. If this is, so obviously Gareth Southgate has worked with the youth teams.
Rubbish.
If this is a system that we're implementing from the bottom up, then I can definitely see it if we've got, players learning this system from back. But personally, I think it depends on players right now, but we should see.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think. I was kind of surprised that Harry Maguire was like the front runner for this defence, like going into the tournament. But he's proved himself so much. Because you played with him a bit at Hull. Did you think then that in a year and a half's time he'd be starting for England at the World Cup?
Yeah, I think for me he was one of the best I played with. I played against him when he was at Sheffield United 3 or 4 seasons ago, and I thought, wow, who is this kid? And then obviously going to Hull, I remember speaking to Michael Dawson, and Dawson's played with some incredible centre-halves, but he said that Harry has the potential to be the best that he's ever played with, and he's just kicked on and on. Every season he's just improved, and I mean, you look at him now as probably England's best centre-half, to be honest.
And seeing as Dawson's played with the likes of Ledley King, that is a hell of a compliment, isn't it?
It was a big statement. I remember at the time, I think he's been a bit over the top there. But listen, Dawson is a very intelligent guy, and for him to say that, he's obviously thought about it. And like I say, Harry's proven now that he's a fantastic player.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's physical attributes was surprised by his physical attributes, but his willingness to run out from the back and his ability to sort of evade his man, or the little kind of drop on his shoulder has been.
I think
it's odd to watch. A bit of a juxtaposition, right?
To play the way that England are playing and the way that Gareth set them out it's very brave. I think it's very easy to sit deep and take no risks. But what we're doing, we're playing high risk football, and to be a possession-based side, you have to do that. I think in the past, England managers have been more fearful of the opposition rather than focusing on us, and for once it seems like we've got a manager that is just focusing on our team and how we're going to perform best.
Bit of risky play from Walker there. Lack of communication between Walker and Stones.
Don't foul him.
Stand him up.
Lovely.
Fantastic Walker. Well played, Kyle.
It's great.
And there.
Fantastic.
He's always got a mistake in him, Kyle Walker.
I don't know.
That was it. Hopefully that was it.
Yeah. I feel like. I feel he is playing out of position, isn't he?
Yeah.
And the fact that he's adapted to it so well, you need to give him a bit of leniency. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Against Colombia, there was one.
There's always one, but sometimes he gets away with that. But absolutely love him.
But then again,
he's changed positions
he
and plays so well.
He makes up for. He also gets himself, covers defensive situations that not many of the centre backs could because of that raw pace as well, right? So.
Say about game management, it's frustrating.
On the stroke
of
half
30 seconds to half time, and we give a free kick away in a dangerous position, and there was no need for it. So
especially with
hopefully we don't get punished for it.
David Guetta on the old delivery.
If only.
Come on then, Harry Maguire, get that microwave head on the end of this, see it out to half time. Deep.
Good.
Nice ball. Second ball, please.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dele. Oh God. Show him down the line. Ooh, Harry, well played, Jordan. He had a fantastic block.
Sterling.
Break. Is that half time?
Half time.
Yes.
Yes.
Good stuff there. Right. Woo. So the game remains finally poised. It's 1-0 to England. Lovren complaining to the referee there. I don't know if there's a bit of pushing and shoving as that free kick was going in, but it doesn't matter. Ultimately, the whistle has gone, and we have another request a bet for you. Is Sterling to score next at 10-1? So Chalobah.
If you're watching.
Odds are accurate at time of recording, of course, subject to change. You have to be 18 plus, and terms and conditions do apply. But, lads, what do you make of that?
All right.
All right.
No, very good. Sorry, 10-1. Sorry, I was just looking now. I thought they were doing a bit of VAR there.
Mate, I'm not going to blame you for not being able to concentrate. This is the most tense game of football ever.
Yeah. But yeah, no, 10-1. That's pretty good.
He's due a goal.
He is due a goal, and he's been very dangerous.
But who did you have for next goal scorer?
Harry Maguire.
Mate,
Dele. I'm going to the toilet, lads, quickly.
Go for it, mate.
Oh, scenes.
Oh. Wow.
We've got
those scenes in Hyde Park. And talking of scenes, we're going to catch up with our mate Bayo, who has been trying to recreate Ronaldinho's goal from 2002. Good luck with that one, big man.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Adibai Rekinfenwa, aka The Beast, and today I'm recreating the infamous, was it a cross or was it a shot, goal, Brazil against England, when Ronaldinho scored the goal against Seaman, Ponytail Seaman, 2002. All right, watch this space. Whippage, damn it, oh! Dead ball specialist, Ronaldinho, relaxed. There it is, no it's not. And then we move it, and then we lean back a bit. Oh! There it is. Oh, no! There it is. Oh! There it is. Oh! There it is. The Samba gods. I know I'm built like a truck and a tank. Technique to my right. I feel it. I feel it. I don't feel it. A whip. Jeez. There it is. Oh my days. So now we just. Oh. Jeez. And now it's just a. Postage stamps. That's postage stamps. Oh no! It's me. This is it, right? All right, well say it with some conviction.
This is it, Bayo.
All right, thank you. All right, here we go. Stay. Oh no! 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 There it is. Oh snap. 100th goal. I'm just gonna take it. If I don't get this, then I'm gonna have to submit. Put my hand up and say I ain't a dead ball specialist. I'm not a dead ball specialist. Ronaldinho's too good for me and I'm going home.
Oh, extremely unfortunate there from Bayo. You didn't see it because you'd gone for a tinkle, but he was trying to recreate Ronaldinho's goal from 2002. One that almost stuck in the bin there. However, I am hearing that our very own Thomas Drinkwater, who is behind the scenes on today's episode, wrapped it away after one take. Look at this.
No way.
Oh, no. Quality. That was his first attempt as well.
What was that?
Wow. What a man.
Well played, Drinks.
Okay, that could open a tin of beans with that left foot, Thomas Drinkwater. Anyway, I'm hearing of more shocking scenes over at Box Park. Adam Smithy has found someone with his face on his T-shirt. This is unacceptable from this guy, isn't it?
Can I just say, I'm a bit of a fashion guru myself, but this guy has got the best fashion sense I've ever seen. He's only got a Frankie Fry shirt on.
It's the one, mate. Frankie Fry is the one. Keep it on, knock down, boy.
Anyway, guys, right, let's talk about the game. 1-0 England, are you confident we've done enough and we will do enough to reach the World Cup final?
Of course we've done enough. What are Croatia going to do? They look, got faith in the boys, they're playing well, they're confident. That's all that matters. We're going to keep fucking going.
Apologies for that bad language. Can you apologise for that?
I apologise for that.
Sorry, say sorry.
No more bad language. Not worried about Croatia's threat at all?
Not at all, not at all, not at all. Not even one little bit. I said from the beginning, we're going to walk through these tonight. They played 240 minutes of football the last couple of days. They got named to us. Southgate, you're the one. That's it in the story. Our mentality is different class.
Our mentality is brilliant, and if we do win this game, can you believe that England will be in a World Cup final? Did you think that ever in a million years think that before the tournament started?
6-1 England in the final.
Whoa! 6-1 England. Well, guys, can you end by giving us a song?
Looking back to where we first met, I cannot escape and I cannot forget. Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on.
Football's coming home again. Back to you guys.
Here is Hyde Park then. Let's soak in a bit of the atmosphere here. Look at that lovely golden glow on top of all their bonces. What a lovely day it is.
Yeah.
in London.
Balmy summer evening. I think Olivia must be in there somewhere.
A little bit darker up in Newcastle though. But you know, spirits are still high. And that woman is getting on the table, so, you know, let's maybe cut away before scenes. Manchester, it's grey skies as well. Everyone seems very composed there. All right, cool. James.
Yep,
got any questions for us, mate?
Got a very simple question from a guy called Pork Chops, great name. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are we that we're going to win the World Cup?
I mean, I'm not sure about the game yet, so, you know, I think Pork Chop's jumping the gun. So, what about you boys?
That's such a big question. France looked so good last night.
Yeah, should we have a little chat about France then? That's a good point, because obviously we know one team that are in the final, and they showed a different side to themselves last night. Very sort of well-disciplined. Paul Pogba, extremely good at just nullifying De Bruyne last night, wasn't he? He showed a different side to himself. What did you make of the game then, gents? Starting with you, Ryan. You impressed by France, or...?
They've impressed me the whole tournament. They look very organised, and I mean, there's been lots of talk about Croatians' midfield being the best, but in my eyes, that French trio of Kante, Matuidi, and Pogba is as good as it gets, to be honest. Yeah, and we see Mbappe last night. He was unplayable. You know, he was outrageous, and for me, France will be very difficult to beat. If England get there, it's going to be a tough game. Hopefully, we will get there, but. I think France have probably been the best team this tournament in terms of the toughest to break down and the most organised. I think England have been one of the most exciting. You know, we've played very good football, we've played possession-based football, but what we've seen with the French team is they've done what it takes on the day to win, and that's full credit to them.
It has been a matter of grinding out results, because they started poorly, didn't they? But do you think England are better equipped to take on this France side than Belgium, Michael? Is there any... Surely we've got to fear the pace of Mbappe, but do you think France would be a little bit more expansive against England? Would they be more confident against England, or would it be more of the same?
Perhaps. I think Belgium and France were maybe a better match-up in terms of the general quality throughout the sides. But I don't know, I think England under Southgate are tactically more astute than Bobby Martinez's Belgium, despite them having beaten us. That was, you know, B team versus B team. So you can't take that too much into account. I don't know. It's really difficult. I think the main difficulty for England, I think, with France would be coming up against a back line like they have. Obviously, Umtiti and Varane are probably the best centre-back partnership at the World Cup, and then they've got two very quick fullbacks as well. So,
I actually think Belgium have better players at the top end than England, but also in that side was Carrasco, Witsel. You know, Fellaini is as good as he's been at this tournament. Still, obviously, has his flaws, and had Nasser Chadli as well. So there was there was kind of obvious areas that of improvement needed in that side, whereas England are, I think, a little bit more solid throughout. Obviously, don't have a playmaker in the form of De Bruyne or well, we do have a forward as deadly as Lukaku, obviously, but I think would be a different test, a more well-rounded test. What about you, James? What would you make of our chances against France?
I think we've got a more exciting, kind of fresh, young backline compared to Belgium's. They're quite a bit older than ours, although they are quality players. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're absolute quality, but the pace that France do have and the way they do split your defence, they'll run left, they'll run right, means that you're going to be dragged left and right. The older boys are going to feel it more. I don't know. I think if we can keep Mbappe quiet, I think we have a good chance.
Easier said than done. A bit of almost a shoo-in at this point for the golden ball potentially.
What do you think?
I'm struggling to see. He's definitely a candidate, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I'm not. Throughout this, it took him a little while to get going. It took France a little while to get going. But in terms of having an impact on the game, I think. Against Argentina, he sort of dragged France through very flat periods, and against Belgium, he was kind of the only one taking the initiative to them. I mean, Griezmann, I'm not sure how often he touched the ball in the opposition's half in the second half, but then again, we were here. I wasn't watching it that intently, and I've not watched it back, so I could quite easily be wrong. What have you made of Mbappe this tournament? Then has he been
special?
Another standout player?
Yeah, special. For me, I think in my opinion, he's been a standout player. Every time I've watched him, he's had me on the edge of my seat. Yeah. Every time he gets the ball, you expect something to happen, and to be doing that at, I think he's 19 years of age in the World Cup. I mean, it was a semi-final last night, the biggest stage in the world, and his performance was so mature. It's very rare that you get a footballer with so much pace, but at the same time, such an understanding of the game, when to release the ball, what kind of pass to make, and. We see last night that Mbappe was a special talent.
Yeah, sort of like shades of Henry, shades of R9. He seems to have that blend of sort of explosiveness, but also strength as well, and that little bit of flair. What about that roll that put Giroud through? Different gravy. But now, apparently, we have a montage of the celebrations from each fan park for the goal. So, you ready to see some pints fly?
Oh, wow.
I mean, there's Box Park. Everyone on the monitor here.
I don't think I would have survived that.
No, that's like a mosh pit, isn't it? Yeah. Bristol. A little bit more static from Bristol. I think more pints, though. So
check out that guy with the England flag on his face. He's loving it.
Is that Alan Brazil? Hyde Park next, lads.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That was just a cloud of beer, wasn't it? Of course, only 30,000 people getting tickets to that, so the people there are very fortunate on the day to get in, and fair play to them. Manchester, there we go. Just to round off the celebrations nicely. Back up north.
Oh, flares going as well.
Bit of pyro. Lovely. Take it in, drink it in. Let's hope to see a bit more of that second half. Sterling, obviously, still my pick, I think, for the next goal.
Yeah. But do you think England need to make any changes? Question coming in from Ben for the second half.
While we're on top and 1-0 up, I think it'd be suicide probably. I'd wait until 60, 70. I'd quite like to see Rashford or Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but it'd be a tall order to throw them in at this point and expect them to sort of have an impact. Hopefully they'll come on in decent circumstances. But can you envisage any sort of changes as the game goes on? Maybe changing shape or changing personnel?
I don't think he'll change shape. I think personnel maybe, but that all depends on the state of the game. Gareth's been very patient with his substitutions in this tournament. It's very rare that he's brought someone on after 60 minutes. He's brought them on late in the game. With potential of extra time as well. I expect us to stay the same until 75, 80 minutes and then maybe freshen it up towards the end of the game.
I'll tell you what, the public at home are extremely confident. Soccer Empire put out a tweet there. Will England hold on to their lead to progress to the World Cup final? And 80% have voted yes. It's coming home, so public opinion very much of the... Oh, my voice is gone, lads. I'm getting so emotional. But yeah, I agree. I've not seen an awful lot from this Croatia side that suggests they're going to grow into this game. It's been a little bit, I was going to swear, it's been a little bit patchy, let's say. The Cubs, do you think Croatia can make any changes to sort of freshen up their side? Maybe after 45 be a bit premature, right?
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure like what kind of attacking options they really have. Obviously, they've got Kovacic on the bench. He's a very, very accomplished midfielder, but kind of doesn't really add anything that the current midfielders don't at this moment in time. So I think they will probably just keep. I don't know. I could imagine they would maybe change their formation up a little bit, but I think they're just going to try and wait for us to make a mistake at the back. Especially, obviously, Kyle Walker had a bit of a slip up end of second half. I think that's probably their best route through, really. Whereas I think we have, I don't know, we've just got more creativity going forward, don't we?
Yeah, and we saw there
time at least.
The incident that sort of Lovren was complaining about at the very end was Harry Maguire holding on to him. So hopefully it's not, an individual error that brings them back into this game. But like Ryan said, bit of game management. Hopefully that will avoid those circumstances. Sure. And he's already sent Modric for a hot dog as the second half kicks off.
With the handling of that last free kick, do you think VAR has been a success in Russia so far?
What do you think, Ryan?
I think overall, yes. I think it's definitely added something to the game. I think there's still a few teething problems with the consistency of it, but I think overall it has been a success. Yeah, I mean the major decisions I think more often than not have been right, and I'm sure the longer it's there, the better it'll get.
Because it was the Confederations Cup it was in beforehand, wasn't it? And now this is the first major tournament they've used it in.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I've got to say, we've seen more goals. We've seen, I think, is it 95% the decision making has been without VAR and 99.7% with it. So, mathematically it's working out fine. And like Ryan said, it's just kind of that human interpretation of when to use it that's the issue, isn't it, at the moment, and the consistency within that. But yeah, I think it's going to be a roaring success after another two years, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's the thing with the referees as well. It's only natural that they're going to not be as confident or not know quite when to call it.
Yeah.
At certain times, once they've had 2-3 seasons. Using it in, say, the Champions League. Not sure whether they are bringing it in next season, but yeah, using it in different competitions, using it in national leagues and whatnot. I think it will be, it'll work like clockwork.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we won't have to, use this game and we won't have to talk about it, and it won't ruin the occasion now that we've played it up. But again, Raheem Sterling, the most advanced man for England.
Yeah, I noticed Harry Kane was chasing down that first ball though. Not quite sure
I think
what was happening.
is just because that back four for Croatia would be pretty adept at handling Kane's strength, because they've got some big boys in there like Lovren, but obviously pace-wise, Raheem's going to smoke him.
Yeah, and I think what we see there was a long ball up to Harry. I think Harry's going to win more flick-ons than Raheem is. That's like the ideal partnership to a certain extent, the big man flicking it onto the little nippy striker running through, and we've seen on many instances that it's causing problems.
Well, this guy thinks we've won it already, Ryan. Look at him, he's nicked the trophy. It's not the Jules Rimet, I think that's is that the 2002 one?
No, it's just the current
one.
Yeah.
I just remember R9 lifting that bad boy. 2 goals against Germany in the final. But yeah, looking very relaxed, aren't they, there?
He's holding on, he's hugging it on for dear life.
Is this the new the guy that did it in Brazil? He passed away unfortunately, didn't he? But that was an iconic image, wasn't it?
His two sons have taken the mantle and have gone to the World Cup, doing the same thing, holding that same World Cup.
He'd been there since '94, was it, or something like that?
It was the 7-1 against Germany, wasn't it? That was where that sort of famous image came from. But yeah, they seem very relaxed, more relaxed than us in here anyway. Extremely tense, lads.
I'm
right,
even
come on
more tense than I was at the end of the first half.
Come on, England.
Come on, England.
Let's get the energy back up.
Oh, sloppy play.
That Rebic on the left wing, not a happy bunny there.
He got himself a yellow card for handing Kyle Walker in the face a little bit early, about a couple of minutes ago.
Bit of a hothead, potentially.
All right. Yeah, you were talking about like game management at the end of the last half, Ryan. How would you want to start this half at 1-0, ideally, considering the occasion and everything.
How would Poch start this?
The same mindset of what we've approached every single game, and that's to be on the front foot and be a danger going forward. I don't feel like this England team should sit back and soak up the pressure too much, because it's a long second half. I feel like we have to have a threat going forward and give them something to worry about. And I'm sure, listen, the way England are set up, they're doing that. You've got Harry pressing and Raheem very high up the pitch pressing. So for me, that's what we've got to do.
Well played.
Unlucky.
Harry Kane there. Jesse Lingard almost nipping in. So I think we discussed this last time you were in, but just to kind of reiterate, like, Gareth Southgate, would he have made a song and dance at half time? Obviously, without knowing you personally, it's quite hard to tell. But when you were a player, what had the greatest impact on you at half time? Was it just being left to your own devices and the captain speaking to you, or was it the manager having to step in and rouse the troops? Or
for me, the best thing was, you know, I've had a couple of managers that will go in at half time and give you 10 minutes to yourself, just to relax and sort yourself out, whether you need strap-ins or just sort yourself out for the second half, and then come in just before you're going out and pick one or two things that they think you can do better. Because I think sometimes, more often than not, with managers, they come in and if you're having a bad half, it's all guns blazing for 10-15 minutes, and you go out to the second half and you're just like, what the hell just happened there? Like, it's just too much information, because it's a stress playing football, not just physically, mentally. It's very demanding. I think sometimes we can, as managers, you can give too much. And I think the less you give, the easier it is to go and translate that onto the football pitch. And
Gareth Southgate definitely seems more silk glove than iron fist, doesn't he? I imagine he was quite...
Yeah, I think he strikes me as someone who's calm. You can see him on the touchline. He's very rarely there shouting and hollering, because I feel like he believes in his tactics and he trusts that he's put the work in on the training pitch, and he's been a very calming influence for sure.
Yeah, he's brought a bit of I don't know, you know, the other managers didn't bring a bit of class, a bit of dignity, but a bit of he's just got that everyman quality. He's just extremely likeable, isn't he? And he's just, you know, it's impossible to not have warmed to him this tournament. I actually thought it was a bit of an uninspiring choice. So when he was first announced, not that I want to put you on the spot, what were your initial thoughts? Because we know everyone's thoughts now, but
yeah, I'll be honest. I thought it was quite a safe. I say a safe, not a safe because he's not had the experience of managing the national team, but I just felt like he was the kind of manager that you knew he would do everything right. You know, he wouldn't put a foot wrong in terms of the media side of it. Whereas Sam, obviously, what happened with Big Sam, I think in my eyes, they went down a route that was quite safe in that sense. But at the same time, it's a very brave appointment from the FA, because he's a young, aspiring manager with not a great deal of experience, and I think he's done absolutely fantastic. You know, everything he's done, he's handled everything brilliantly, and like you say, you can see how much it means to him, and that connection is definitely there with the fans and the players.
Do you think his time at the under 21s has really kind of moulded his kind of approach to this World Cup?
I think so. I think the fact that he's had a lot of these players in the younger age groups, he's been to a major tournament with them, with the 21s, and that togetherness, I think it comes... that's
come on.
Foul.
What? Oh, referee, come on.
I've got to say, this ref's been poor. I think he's been terrible, to be honest.
Harry Kane's 6'3" and 14 stone.
There's no way he simulates going down there. He was sandwiched.
Yeah, getting caught in between two players.
I've got a question here from YouTube, from Spy Dirk, saying, do you think Croatia has any fatigue? Jesus, that is horrendous.
Sorry, mate.
Do you think Croatia has any fatigue from their long games getting to the semis? And obviously, they're an older team as well, it might come in.
How much does that playing extra time play a part? Because it was almost like we were celebrating the fact that Croatia had played extra time. How much impact does it have at this sort of level with a couple of days in between?
I think it's more of a mental stress, the mental stress you go under. I think from a physical point of view, they should be fine. But that
gas.
That's a foul as well.
So more of a mental thing.
Yeah, I think the mental stress that you go under.
Ooh.
This ref.
He's going to give Walker a yellow.
Ooh. What is he
I thought
booking?
he had a decent first half as well. Oh,
Not going to book Rebic.
I think that Rebic.
Oh, Rebic has already been booked.
I think it was rescinded. I heard in my ear that
it was rescinded.
Yeah.
Rescinded?
Rescinded, is that the right word?
Oh, to give it to Mandzukic, I think.
Yeah, to give to
Case of
Mandzukic.
mistaken
Really?
identity, yeah, I've just been told by Seb Lasada. Big up, Seb. That was a foul throw, please. I don't like Kyle Walker on a yellow, having to make all those last man challenges with his pace. That's something that we might have to keep an eye on. Sorry, go on, James.
Yeah, saying, do you think they'll be able to last? I mean, Sterling's given Vida an extremely tough time so far, and I mean, he seems, by the looks of him, he's quite an old chap. I don't know his actual age.
He's about 29,
by the look of him,
yeah. I think he's about 29, 30.
He does look old.
But I mean,
that ponytail, it's unacceptable.
I mean, yeah, they've played long games. They're an older team. The average age is what, 29.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how do these things actually affect you? The extra times and the
I think it depends the state of the game. You know, if England are dominating possession, then maybe it will take its toll on them. But listen, let's not forget it's a semi-final of the World Cup, and adrenaline can come into it as well. I think by the looks of it at the moment, they seem fine. But if England can box clever and keep the ball away from them and make them run, then maybe later on in the game it could take its toll on them.
That's it.
Fantastic play.
Jesse hit that.
That's brilliant.
That's
play.
lovely from Sterling.
That is brilliant play.
How many goal scoring opportunities has he created in the last 2 or 3 games? This
first time as well.
They've got a great understanding, don't they, Jesse and Raheem? That's really come to the fore this World Cup.
Both really adept at just playing first time passes, aren't they? And just finding space. Yeah.
We've got a poll up on Twitter at the moment for Raheem Sterling. Will he end his goal drought? Unfortunately, 56% of the people think he won't.
It doesn't matter.
I don't
as
care.
long as we win. Exactly. Yeah. Just getting fixated on Raheem. Leave him alone. Where's Harry Maguire?
Yeah.
What? Have I just seen Harry Maguire not get on the end of a ball?
Great brilliant. Oh my gosh.
What a first time ball from Trippier.
That was world class from Trippier right there. Yes, Kyle.
Ashley Young mopping up. Right, obviously,
come on, boys.
Spurs have Serge Aurier, who's vying for that right-back position, but does Trippier start the season as the favourite at right-back now at Spurs?
Yeah, for sure. For me,
Surely.
for sure. I think what the gaffer and the coaching staff at Tottenham have done very well is they've got almost 2 people for every position, and no one in that squad is comfortable. And we see it with Kyle Walker when Kieran Trippier come in.
Yeah.
He excelled to a different level. The same with Ben Davies and Danny Rose, because they've been pushing themselves every day and competing against each other. And we've also seen Kieran this year with Serge coming in. I feel like Kieran's gone up another level since that. So it's important that you're on your toes all the time and you don't get comfortable.
Yeah, definitely like to see him just start right back. I think Serge Aurier is a little bit rash anyway, isn't it? Oh no.
That's it.
That was really poor from their number 3. That was terrible. Harry Maguire, 2 blocks there, love that. Against Sweden, I think it might have been, lads, or Colombia. So not a great stat from me when you can't remember it. Not a good start, is it? But won 33 clearances.
Who was this?
In one game, Maguire.
Wow. I think he's
in one of those games.
I think in total in the tournament he's won, I think it might be the same number actually until today, 33 aerial duels. And I think 10 of those were against Sweden. So, and I think he won 83% of them or something like ridiculous like that. He is so dominant in the air.
Got a question here from Sergio saying, is there anyone you've been impressed with in this tournament and that you would like to see play in the Premier League?
Oh, it's a good question. I like that. Rate that, James. Dig that one out. I've got Ryan. Do you want to kick us off, mate?
I'm back. I would love to see him in the Premier League. He's the kind of player with that pace and strength that I think the Premier League would suit him to a T.
What about you, McCubbs? Being a Manchester United fan, anyone at Man United that you take?
I don't know, maybe Harry Maguire, you know. Our defence does need propping up. Like, we definitely need a centre-back this summer. I'm trying to think if we've even signed this summer, but...
Been linked with Milinkovic-Savic as well.
Yeah, of course.
Good first couple of games, but seemed to tire quite quickly. A lot of responsibility on his shoulders.
Yeah, it was a shame for Serbia, because they came in as some people's dark horses, at least, to make like the second round of quarters. But, I guess, they didn't quite have enough. I think obviously he's been talked about a lot, but Golovin for Russia, been really
looks
bright.
Like that's sewn up. Chelsea, 31 mil.
Oh, really? Is that actually?
Apparently, although they have just
brilliant.
Just signed Jorginho apparently 50 odd mil as well. James, City fan, you just signed Mahrez, so you probably won't be signing anyone else, I'd imagine.
No.
But who do you think warrants a move to maybe the Prem after this?
We've also been linked with Kovacic, which I wouldn't be too fussed about. I mean, it seems to be like we're losing Jorginho to Chelsea with I think it came out and said he wants to move to Chelsea. Or that's the room to London, sorry. And that's the kind of rumours.
Kovacic?
Jorginho, that he would like to live in London.
But Kovacic did tell Marco that he wants to leave Real Madrid, didn't he? And that he's got a release clause of 50 mil.
I mean, he's
not the greatest tournament, has he?
But I mean, I do like him as a player, but he hasn't really shone this tournament. But who's that? I can't remember the chap's name. The Uruguayan who just moved to Arsenal.
Ferreira.
Really, really enjoyed him this tournament.
Yeah,
very feisty, all over the pitch. Really, impressed me. And they've got an absolute signing.
Surely the sort of player you like, Ryan. Combative central midfielder, doesn't mind putting in a tackle, good range of passing, handy over a free kick.
Yeah, I mean, he was good to watch. I agree. I thought he was very good. So there has been some. There's been some good performances this tournament for sure, but I feel like it's the big names that have kind of stepped up. Usually, you get one or two that are unknown and they just come out of the blue that are outstanding. I think everyone we expected to be performing at the highest level has probably done that for this World Cup.
Talking of outstanding performers at the World Cup, Adam Smith is waiting for us over at Box Park, where it looks like he's enjoying the game. He's with us now. Over to Smithy.
I am enjoying the game, Hamilton. It is boiling in here. We can relate to the players on the pitch because it is absolutely boiling in here. The fans are in great spirits, as you can see, singing England till I die. The atmosphere is absolutely brilliant. Interestingly, I was chatting to a few fans just off camera there. A couple of them are a little bit concerned about Kyle Walker, the fact that he's on a yellow and the Croatian players seem to be trying to wind him up. Few tactics trying to get into the ref's head. A lot of them very, very unhappy about this referee. I don't know whether you agree with that in the studio, but a lot of very unhappy fans feel that the Croatian players are doing a bit of play acting, trying to get in the ref's head, and a little bit concerned in that aspect. And it's quite a nervy vibe going on right now, but everyone I've spoken to is fully confident that England are going to be playing in a World Cup final on Sunday. You can hear them. They're starting singing again. The fans are going crazy. England are 30 minutes away from being in a World Cup final.
I've got the hairs on the back of my neck. Stood up there when he said that.
A little bit more civilised here than a Box Park Croydon, but the atmosphere does absolutely banging, doesn't it? Now, lads, Colombia deployed similar tactics, didn't they? And we managed to keep our heads there. You think it's a case of just doing the same? Or should we give some back to the Croatians?
I think you've got to stay calm. At the same time, you hope for the referee to be strong as well. I think the ref had an opportunity in the first 10 minutes to book a couple of players because there was a few late bad challenges and he didn't. And what that's done is kind of allowed a few of them to go in late and have some naughty challenges. And we've seen that, I think.
A bit like Rakitic there, dump trunking.
I agree. I feel like the ref's been soft. He's been a bit too.
Jordan.
Go on, Sterling.
Oh, Raheem. I like the little first feint, but not the touch afterwards. Unlucky. Right.
That's unlucky. They're really attacking that left side now.
Look at that.
Knowing that Kyle Walker's on the
that pace
yellow
is invaluable at the back, isn't it?
Away.
Now, they have actually been in the ascendancy the last 10 minutes, haven't they, Croatia? So we do have to kind of, let's get our foot on. Maybe a change is coming sooner rather than later. We're coming after 63 minutes of play. Are you any the wiser as to who you might bring on? Ooh!
Is that a pen?
It's not. I don't know if it's quite a pen, but
it's not far off. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I've been a little bit worried when Eric Dyer's come on in the last two games against Colombia. Obviously, it was a bit shaky. We lost our shape a little bit when he came on. And against Sweden as well. I thought he was all right against Sweden, but I don't know. I just love the shape that we have with these players on the pitch. And it's difficult to see, like maybe bring on Rashford to try and stretch them a little bit more, but I wouldn't want to bring off Sterling for him. Yeah, I don't know.
Sterling's occupying two defenders.
At this moment in time, I like the players we have on the pitch. I just think we have to just be a little bit more clever on the ball, keep the ball a little bit more, be a little bit more calm. That's
Ryan, what do you make of that?
I just think, I know you said about Eric, come on in, look shaky. It's a lot to expect of Jordan and that midfield trio to cover the distances that they're covering for 90 minutes, you know. They're up against the top midfield and you can see they're getting stretched now. So for me, if Gareth's going to make a change, I feel like it has to be one of those midfield three, because it's very difficult mentally and physically to keep shuffling side to side.
Yeah, ominous that... Oh my God, what a block. That's not a pen. Ominous that...
John Stones has been excellent, to say.
Ominous that Modric is taking up a bit more of an advanced position now, right? He was a little bit deeper when they were struggling in the first half. I'm not quite sure who's on the turf. Is Walker injured?
Crown jewels by the looks of things, yeah.
Did great to get up and head that away.
Dear, I think Walker might be in real trouble there, lads. And that would be a blow to England.
Ooh.
Harry Maguire's taken one to the back as well. Things are getting a little bit physical, a bit out of control, but...
Reminiscent of Colombia.
Yeah, let's hope the referee stamps his authority in this situation.
That's okay.
And that's
yeah, I'd quite like the cameras to cut to the whole Walker scenario. Yeah, here we go.
I think he's winded.
Let's hope it's just winded.
He's got this viral thing that's
because we are short in that area. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, right. Taking one to the nether regions. Fair play.
Oh, I can't help
putting it on the line for his country.
Oh, that's heroic. Absolutely heroic. And to get up and head it away.
Yeah.
that was so good.
Listen, if we win this World Cup, that will be a line in a future World Cup song. Right. While the players are, while Walker's recovering, while the Twig and Giggleberries are recovering, we have a tweet from Sol Campbell, and he's put, I have to say, England look very comfortable, which...
Don't know about that, Sol.
Sol's tempting fate there, only 2 likes as well.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm not sure people are in agreement. And Nestleboy below has put, Sol, please, and I think he speaks for all of us. So shout out to Nestleboy.
I think Sol's forgetting that Portugal game in 2004.
One of my worst
good,
England memories, that. Yeah. Purely because Rui Costa scored an absolute banger afterwards, didn't he? And then Lampard scored that great equaliser after 115, 120 or whatever, and then Ricardo scores a winning penalty. Worst England moment as a fan, gentlemen?
Ooh. It's hard to... I don't want to be so negative at this.
Mine's a bit of a different one, I'm going to say. I would say it's kind of maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, kind of losing care for England as a football team. I think that was in a sense
apathetic after the Iceland result. I don't think you're alone there, mate.
Yeah, it was a bit of, England would
from trips.
have a qualifier or a friendly, and I wouldn't really care. And I think this tournament has really, and I think it's probably for a lot of people, really drawn us back into supporting England properly, but really being behind the team, and we're playing exciting football. So
and the UEFA Nations League boots off this year, right? So hopefully they make non-competitive games a little bit more interesting, and we kind of continue to ride this wave, and people get behind England for that as well. Ryan, growing up then, painful memory as an England fan. What I'm trying to do here is offset, the positivity that I have with a bit of negativity, so hopefully karma just balances itself out. So if we continue to talk about negative things, we'll score another goal. Rationale. But go on, what was your worst memory growing up as an England fan?
I think probably the Ronaldinho free kick in the Brazil game.
Shit.
Ah, crap.
Sorry.
Oh, man. Scenes in Zagreb. Is that Perisic who scored that, or did he put the ball in?
Apologies for my language there.
Oh, mate. I don't think you'd be the only one using those sort of words. And it's easy to say now, but it's been coming to an extent, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Who's put that ball in? That's a fantastic ball from out wide. Like you said, punishing those wide areas. Is Dele Alli doing enough to close him down there? Wow. What a finish.
It was a great finish.
What a finish from Perisic. Kai Walker is a little bit low there, so I'm not quite sure he's ever going to draw the foul, but outside of the boot.
Wow.
Ryan, what do you make of that? Break it.
I mean, I felt like that's where Croatia's goals were going to come from if they were to score. getting crosses in the box, and I said a minute ago, it's difficult for that midfield three to keep shuffling across and stop those crosses. It's a lot to ask of them, and we see that it's probably one of the first times where their fullback had time on the ball to pick a good cross, and they've punished us. I think. That's tough to take.
That's probably only the second ball that I've kind of seen England fail to deal with. First one being in the first half from that right-hand side, but.
Lovely from Sterling. Lovely.
Come on then, Raheem. A little bit weight on the pass. But still, most of England's positive play coming through Raheem Sterling. Just get behind him and stick with him. Want to see him stay on the pitch. That's a sucker punch, though, isn't it, lads?
Yeah. Got a very...
Especially as we're talking about a worst moment. I doubled down in the negativity.
Got a very apt question now. Got a question from Daniel on our Football Dailies. He said, will England's inexperience and youth cost them if they're to reach the final? And he also follows up saying, I think the occasion could be too much for them.
Inexperience in youth, is that... What do you mean by that in terms of a young squad?
I'm guessing he means, by a young squad who haven't, been to these tournaments much.
I mean, inexperience doesn't necessarily... Oh, go on, Harry. Raking past there, try to pick out, who's that, Trippy down the right. These young players are very, very experienced, aren't they, at the top level in the Premier League. So, I mean, we can't praise Southgate on one hand for bringing down the average age and then, again, use that as a stick to beat them with by saying, their inexperience is cost them. Is it Mbappe's inexperience cost him?
True.
No, and he set the tournament alight, and so have a lot of these players. I don't know what you make of that as an ex-pro, mate. Would that be quite a bitter pill to swallow in terms of criticism?
I don't think we can criticise England and say they're inexperienced, therefore they can't win the World Cup. We're in the semi-final, so they've done well to get there. All of these players have played in big games on big occasions, whether that's the Champions League, winning the Premier League. So I don't think inexperience will come down to it. I just think at this stage it's just small details that can win games, and
margins.
Yeah, it's little things
Come
like
on,
that.
then.
Walker. Oh, God.
Oh, my. England very fortunate there.
I think Gareth needs to make a sub.
Yeah.
I really do.
We need to settle down.
Kai Walker's had a torrid 5 minutes, and they're getting in down this left-hand side big time, aren't they?
The whole second half, they've been on the front foot, and they've got their towels up now. I think now is probably the time for Gareth to slow the game down and bring
England
on some
really
fresher
riding the
legs.
storm, yeah. So who do you bring on then, lads? We've discussed Rashford, Loftus-Cheek, Eric Dyer. Who's at the forefront of your minds?
I mean, I would like to see Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, just like we did against Colombia, maybe just put them on the back foot a little bit more.
Yeah, I just think it's at the minute it's too easy for Croatia playing out from the back. Jamie's the kind of guy that can make it difficult for them. At the same time, I think we need.
Oh my God, that's a great ball. Oh.
I think maybe Fabian Delph in midfield to give us some legs. And
was that ball with the outside of boot from Modric? I turned my head at the wrong time. He's starting to run this game. The resilience of Croatia, they've gone behind in the last, 2-3 ties? Against Russia, against Denmark, obviously that goal against Russia that Cheryshev scored was unbelievable. But
Rashford is coming on.
Oh, maybe not after this corner, I think.
Never make a substitution at a corner, do you? Come on.
Looks like it's Sterling coming off though from the board there. Which I'm not the biggest fan of, to be honest.
No, but I mean, if you're going to go, if you don't want to upset the balance of the side, perhaps have to go light for light, then you. But
yeah, that's good.
It's a great header.
Walker,
unbelievable header.
Nerves are at an all-time high now.
Yeah,
I'm shaking.
Sight of that piece is making me feel sick. I don't want to eat anything. I feel that nervous. Right, lucky Raheem. I think. Very positive first half. There's a bit of a disconnect between the attack and the midfield, isn't there? I've not seen Dele Alli or
Lingard.
Lingard, thank you very much, McCubs. Yeah. Kind of, apart from that little interchange we maybe saw at the start of the second half, really kind of string 2 or 3 passes together.
Yeah, we have been a lot more stretched.
Rashford's just come on, but we had a poll going out saying which player would we like to see come on and 69% said Rashford.
Really?
So
he is a bit of the people's favourite. People's favourite, Rashford.
He is.
I mean, he's doing bits here.
It's because he's got a
great ball.
Oh. Bit of a punching for the spectacular as well, hasn't he? Which I think people are, like that Roy the Rovers quality. But
yeah, for sure.
I think Adam Smith is ready to break down what's happening with England at current. Smithy, give us a tactical masterclass, mate.
I will do my best, Hamill. Just watching replays on the screen there. Yeah, it's a very strange atmosphere now. The atmosphere has been brilliant in here. Absolutely fantastic. You can hear a pin drop now, honestly. Since that goal went in, everyone is so quiet, so dejected, biting their nails. There's a look, you can just see the look on people's faces. Fans are starting to fear the worst. The one thing I will say, though, is that when Rashford was warming up and when he came on, the cheering here went up as if it was a goal. Spoken to a few fans around, a lot of fans very happy about that substitution. Not because Sterling's gone off, but because they feel that Rashford can make a real difference to this team. I do feel that the last 5-10 minutes Croatia have got into this game. Let's bring some of the fans in. What do you think of the last 5 or 10 minutes? Are you slightly concerned over what you've just seen?
Oh, I am concerned. I'm thinking that we've been playing well, but we've let it slip. We've been getting confident and we let it slip in the last 5 minutes. But I feel like if we get back on it, we can bring it to penalties. Maybe we can get back on it. Yeah.
Okay, thoughts on the substitution? Happy?
I don't know. I feel like I think it's smart. I personally think it's smart because I don't know. He's been playing well, but he looks tired. He definitely looks tired.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Enjoy the game. I can tell that they don't want to talk. They just want to watch the game. 75 minutes gone. The fans are erupting a little bit more, but there's a real nervous energy around now. I'm feeling like this game is going to go down to the wire, extra time and possibly pens against a team that's already won 2 penalty shootouts. Hopefully we can pull it out the bag. Back to you guys in the studio. Come on, England.
It's all too much for James Wayne. He's had to slip off, but we'll crack on without him. We were just saying off camera that getting a pretty ominous feeling here, and our fullbacks are being sort of drawn in further and further back, and it's allowing them to press us a little bit, isn't it? They're enjoying a little bit more time in the wide spaces, and that's leading to some decent chances.
It is what they're doing with their possession, and obviously the goal is not the stuffing out of England. Where this 3-5-2 or however you want to say the formation, it's when they've got the ball, our fullbacks are going so deep, so it's giving them the initiative and their fullbacks to get higher up. I mean, this whole tournament we've been so brave and go on the back foot and almost be a bit fearful. I mean,
as soon as we said that, they actually stepped up then, didn't they?
Yeah.
Ashley Young and Kieran Trippier, and we've just won a thrown in a promising position. Let's go on then, Jesse, please. Oh, what? That's a decent ball. Why is it not at the back post?
Looks like it's gone out for a throw though.
Oh, Raheem.
At least we can apply pressure here.
That's better. That's better. Just working it down the line. Trippier had nowhere near the same impact on the game second half. Has there been any changes from a Croatian point of view? Have they not reshuffled defensively, have they? I don't know. Has Brozovic come across a little bit to mark that run?
I think they've just got the ball in wider areas a lot quicker. I felt like first half they tried to play down the middle a lot, but I think now they've identified the weakness of England is those wider areas.
This is good feet from Rashford. Henderson has it on the edge of the area. He's got to be shooting there, Hendo.
Okay.
There's better stuff from this though.
Stepped it up last 5.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I think we've just been weak down that right side, especially for about a 15-minute period, and it just allowed Perisic, especially, just to have such an influence.
Look at that little turn of pace here from Perisic as well. Oh. That is extremely fortunate from an England perspective, isn't it? That follow-up as well wasn't great at all. You missed a decent chance from
Lingard.
And some nice feet from Rashford. But other than that, we're back on top. At least we have been in the last 2 minutes.
That's good.
But very open, isn't it? Still.
It is. Yeah. I mean, moments like that where they've just hit the post. I mean, sometimes you need that bit of luck. To win a World Cup, you need a bit of luck, and this is probably the first time where we've seen England under real pressure to to soak it up, to be honest. And I think we're finding a lot out about these players. And you talk about character. I think now is the time where we need to step up and put in some.
Rashid. Still getting there? Or maybe not.
Oh, that's
that was a great ball from Dele. Yeah, making a positive impact so far, isn't he? We need to bypass their midfield. Just feel like, do you think bringing on Vardy would help that? Would mean one of their midfielders maybe has to drop a little bit, sit in front of him? I'm not sure. Oh,
he's now he's brought Rashford. Yeah, now he's brought Rashford on. I can't see him bringing Jamie on as well.
No, he's going to bring Kane off, is he? Oh, it's very tense here in the studio. How are we doing elsewhere? John Stones committed there. Stepping out.
Very brave.
Get back in then, John. Come on, lad. Lord Mary. The fans are still in good spirits. Hopefully, I mean, this kind of happened against Colombia, right? We kind of invited them on in the last 20, but then we had a bit of a renaissance in the second half of extra time. So it's been quite hard to gauge. This England side, maybe in the last 10, 15 minutes of games.
Just saw them.
What are you doing, Trippier?
This is extremely
What was he doing there?
You can get more stability in this.
Jesse's breaking then. This is where we prefer to see the ball.
I nearly swore for the second time today.
Sent you home with no pizza if you'd sworn again, mate.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. But, haven't handled my emotions at all well.
Right, I want everyone from Football Daily who's watching the live stream of play was thick, right?
Wow. Yeah, I just saw there that apparently we've just had the one shot on target all game, so that would be Trippier's free kick.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe that is just the key. We just need to force Subasic at least to make a save.
And Subasic as well was carrying a knock from the last game. I thought we might be testing him from distance, but this has been quite an attritional game. But they've penetrated our defence much more successfully, I think, at this point.
Yeah, at least in the second half.
It's been Dejan Lovren, like Henderson, had a great season and has maybe had a bit of an underrated tournament. I don't know how closely you've been watching Lovren. I've probably thrown you under the bus there, to be honest.
I'm not noticing him make a mistake, I'll say that, but yeah, I can't really.
Oh, shut him down, come on. This is not where we want Lingard to be, is it? For all the positive running. Now we're going to be short up top.
Try and take your mind off the tenseness that's
going
on right now.
Please, because a vein's about to pop in my head.
What are your thoughts on the Euro 2020 format, with the tournament being spread out?
I'm not sure I can answer a question like that at this moment in time, to be honest, James. Sorry, mate. Euro 2020 format, was there just more teams?
No, it's being spread around, so it's not just in one country, is it?
Yeah, brilliant. A little bit more democratic. We've seen how sort of fans in the north. Oh, please no.
Oh, is it Pickford?
Like the England game in Leeds, for example, they love that.
Yeah.
Just I think doing it every now and then, spreading the joy.
It's a one-off, isn't it? It's not.
Oh, not quite.
It's not something that's going to happen every Euros. It's a one-off. So, yeah, maybe it's going to be a good thing.
How do you travel?
The final's in Wembley, by the way.
As in, if you're the team. Like, where are you based?
Yeah.
I guess you might just be based in your home country and just do it, do it Champions League style.
I mean, the flights in Russia are going to be pretty extensive, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess.
Same in Brazil.
What's the furthest it will go in Europe? Maybe to Turkey, which is like 4-hour flight.
Sure.
Wow.
No. Oh my God.
We've got some score
That's exactly how we crash out of the tournament.
Score predictions coming in.
Go on.
Daniel thinks 3-1 to Croatia after extra time.
I said generating positivity, Daniel. What are you playing at? And what are you doing reading Daniel's blasphemous comments?
Tactical Kiwis got it a bit more spot on. 4-3 on penalties for England.
Ooh, rate that.
We're not reading Toby's out. ZZS, 2-0 England.
2-0.
I don't really think that works anymore.
No. Still love that
answer. A lot of people saying Croatia, unfortunately.
Okay, we don't just want the score, we want the goal scorer, we want who should take the penalties, get all your answers, all the detail in our comments. Keep hitting us up and we'll keep reading them out, because there's every chance we might be doing another 25 minutes and we'll need you to get us through it, guys. So keep hitting us up in the comments on Facebook as well, Twitter, Periscope, Soccer AM on their YouTube as well. Have both streams in both tabs on both channels, all right? All of it. Get it streaming.
Got another good question here. Assuming this goes to extra time, what should Gareth Southgate be telling his players at the break? And what motivational words would you pass on?
Go on, Ryan, mate.
I think it's just about staying calm and sticking to your principles, because they've got to this stage playing a certain way, and I think the last sort of 10, 15 minutes we've kind of gone away from that. But if we can get back to playing the ball on the floor, passing out from the back, you see that another long ball there. I know it's tough for the boys. They're under a lot of pressure, and the incentive, the initiative is with Croatia. But I think to just calm down and get back to how you've been playing the whole tournament, really.
Yeah, I mean that's what Southgate was saying from the start, isn't it? And he's not a rash man, and hopefully that's
someone should be telling him, this man there.
That kind of has transcended, you know, to the players. Oh my goodness, Croatia looking comfortable here. It's got to be said. But is it comfortable at Box Park? Smithy, who's ready with another very nervous England fan. Over to you.
You've summed it up perfectly, Hamill. Very, very nervous England fan that's with me. One of the most patriotic guys here. He's got the 3 lions on his chest. He's got the St George's flag draped around him. Thoughts on this second half? A little bit nervy for England, isn't it?
I think we started well, but now we've got a bit nervous. We need to do a change. I think Ali needs to come off, Loftus-Cheek on, bit of security. I think we're going to do it, but we need to get more balls to Rashford, Kane, if we're going to do it. I mean,
he's made one sub, Rashford for Sterling. Thoughts on that sub?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Rashford's got to start. Sterling, the best game he's been all tournament, but today we need some bit of height on. We need Loftus-Cheek on now. We look a bit tired. So,
do you fancy England to do it in normal time, or do you think this has got extra time written all over it?
I think we are England. We're going to do it hard, so we're going to go extra time, probably penalties, but hopefully not. Yeah, we're going to go.
Oh, I didn't even see what happened. People are screaming all around me. Okay, prediction: England on penalties for you then.
We're going to do it again. 5-4 penalties, England.
England on penalties. We are 5 minutes away from another potential extra time. It's a really tense atmosphere here. If you pan down, you can see that fans are extremely nervous. 4 minutes to go until a potential extra time for England. Back to you guys in the studio.
Oh, just imagine the scenes there if we've got a last-minute winner, gentlemen. Imagine the scenes here. That pizza is going for a ride if we do. All right, what do you make of the Ruben Loftus-Cheek suggestion for extra time? Think it's a reasonable shout, or...?
I mean, me personally, I'm just not sure. You know, I don't think Ruben's had enough. He's not played in big enough games. You know, this occasion's massive, and it's a lot to expect of someone who's not had a lot of men's football. To be honest, I think we need legs in there at the moment. I think someone like a Fabian Delph, I just said it. I think someone that can get around and break the play up, and he can play as well. So me personally, I'd rather see Fab than Ruben come on.
Someone to help Hendo out a little bit, and Delph would do that, wouldn't he? Because Modric has been, a sort of spectre for the last 20 minutes, hasn't he? Kind of very sinister figure there in the central midfield. I honestly wouldn't. I don't think I'd change it now until full time. Reassess at full time. I mean, sure.
Oh no. That's very much.
I mean, this Croatia side just keep going, don't they? So are our boys. We're huffing and puffing, but and Jamie Carragher has expressed exactly the same sentiments. We have a tweet from him here. When are Croatia going to tire? And the top comment is they're not, and that is the case at the moment. They just keep going and going, don't they? The engine's on them. But you'd imagine 3 extra times on the bounce. It's got to play some. Do you actually think because they've come through the previous 2 that mentally that's helping them in this situation as opposed to physically being exhausted?
I think the fact that they've come from behind. I'm sure if Croatia scored the early goal and then England with a team to equalise in the second half, then that would knock the stuffing out of them mentally. I think at the moment the mental stress is more in England. You know, Croatia on the front foot. They've got that adrenaline. They've got the towels up, and I still feel confident that the longer it goes on in extra time, I'm sure that they should tire. Hopefully.
Modric FFSing, isn't it? That's, come on. This is not good. We are penned in.
There's trips.
Rebic. He's been a bit more. He's played all across the front line, hasn't he, Rebic? Been all over the shop.
Seems him.
That back three has been a back five for the last 5 minutes, hasn't it?
They're playing very, very well now, Croatia. Oh, well,
is that Lovren?
Take that.
We don't mind that whatsoever. What are you thinking? Dejan Lovren.
Must be a lit hero, didn't he?
And that's going back to Zagreb.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Dejan Lovren there, for all his defensive nous this game, that's given England the break that we probably needed, because that was a sustained bit of pressure there, wasn't it?
Only 3 minutes at a time. Best than we used to see at the World Cup.
Goodness gracious, come on, last minute, bit of drama.
Yeah, go on, Rashid.
Go on. He's in.
Well won.
Good little covering tackle from Vida there.
Very well won. Come on, boys.
Jesse's still going. Nice.
Yes, Rashid.
We'll have that that free kick all day.
Exactly what we need.
Come on then, Harry Maguire.
Kieran Trippier on this, please.
Seize the day, seize the moment. Come on, Harry Maguire. Come on, lads. Let's get behind this. Right, quickly get your comments in. Is this going in or not? First person
2
who
minutes
calls
remaining.
it,
Come
James
on, boys.
Wayne is going to deliver you a Domino's pizza.
Mate, I'll do it by hand.
I promise.
Other pizzas are available.
I don't know if I can watch this.
Oh my God. The pit of my stomach. Ryan, if this goes in, you can nut me again. Come on, mate, come on. Come on, Trips. Not the best second half, but you can make amends here, lad.
It's good balls. Oh, it's unfortunate.
My sphincter. Oh, come on.
Lucky boys.
Wasn't a bad ball, was it?
Good positive play from Rashford to get it, though. But I do have a question here from, let me find this text, from Clark, saying, does Rashford need to leave United to further his development?
Our same sentiments are being echoed by fans around the country, guys, and we can see them on all the screens now. Hyde Park, not happy bunnies over there. Where are we going next? Manchester, flat up there as well. Come on, Manchester, pick it up. Manchester, you need to believe. Rashford's on now, local boy. Nottingham now, my old stomping ground. That's University there, McCubbin. Yeah, you know, you knew that.
House on days.
Know that down. Yeah. Oh, come on, lads. And this is back to Newcastle, are we? Bums on seats in Newcastle. I imagine Zagreb, the spirits there are a little bit more lively. No, equally as tense. I mean, we're not expecting any other emotion, are we, other than pure tension in the final 20 seconds of this game. Extra time. Beckons, it would appear, touch wood. Don't do anything silly now. I've taken over Dejan Lovren. The last one came down with snow on it. Well,
very well played from
Walker. Kyle.
Tell you what, Harry Kane is putting
extra time.
That's a neat breather.
Yeah. I'll do the same after Ryan comes back.
I think lads, I might have to leave you for a tinkle.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. I'll take your place once you come back.
Why don't you just talk, you know, all things football daily while I'm gone?
Well, still got a few questions to run to.
Yeah, we can go back to that Rashford one.
Yeah, Rashford one.
Quick fire questions if Michael McCubbin. Right,
yeah, we're back to Sunday vibes. So that Rashford one, what about him furthering his development away from United? I don't think so. I think actually over the last couple of seasons, Rashford has appeared more than people let on. I think Mourinho does like him, plays a lot. Obviously, in Mourinho's system, probably isn't the best system for him to thrive, but equally, I don't personally think that Mourinho will stay much longer than another year at United. So yeah, I think United is the best place for him. Just maybe Mourinho isn't the best manager, but I think the next United manager.
Do you think there is a kind of a certain style of manager that he would, be better placed under?
I don't know. It's a weird one because he is very effective on the counter. But I mean, to be fair, heard Ryan talking about Pochettino. I mean, for a young English player, there's pretty much no one better than Mauricio Pochettino. So I'd say him. So yeah, take from that what you will. Oh God.
It's extremely
That was
nervous. We've got a
I'm glad for the break though.
Yeah, we've got a poll running at the moment asking for your predictions. The outcome. What do you think, Michael? How do you think this is going to end?
How this is going to end? I cannot call it right now. I'm really hoping 2-1 in extra time to England. Maybe a Rashford last-minute, maybe Lingard popping up like he did in the 2016 FA Cup final. Come on, boys. But yeah, I'm not really sure. What do you reckon, James?
I think we're on the back foot now. I think we have lost a bit of confidence. Hopefully, Gareth Southgate can instill that back into our team.
Just heard we got goal celebration in Croatia there in Zagreb. Completely missed that first time round. Sorry, guys. Wow. Look at that.
Lights everywhere.
I think there's a few flares coming up as well. Pyro incoming, I'm hearing. Yeah, right at the back there. Can't blame them, really. What a moment that was. What a moment that was.
Oh, there's quite a lot of pyros, isn't there?
Wow. Let's hope that does not happen again tonight.
So we've got that poll that we've put up about the result, what people think, what will be the outcome of this game. People think England in extra time, so no penalties.
Really?
That's 40% of people think that. So fingers crossed.
Right.
Yeah.
Still on for our 2-1 prediction, Ryan.
40% of people, England in extra time. 21% of people, England via penalties. 21, Croatia in extra time. And 18 Croatian penalties. So, I mean, there's a lot of confidence still in England. Hopefully, as I was saying before, Gareth Southgate can calm things down, put a bit more confidence back into the team because they seem to have lost it. Rashford has been a positive influence coming on. I mean, he got the foul that gave us that last glimmer of hope. But, yeah, I think once we get the confidence back, I definitely have a better chance of cracking on.
I'm going to use this opportunity to go to the toilet as well because I don't think there's going to be another one.
One of you boys thieved the sauce? Anyway, while I look for the garlic and herb mayo, Smithy appears to have found ex-Norwich footballer Leon Mackenzie. Let's go over to Box Park now to get some wise words from him.
Cheers, Hamlet. It's so loud here. DJ Spoonie is on the decks. He's playing three lines to try and get this crowd up. I'm with top man, ex-footballer, ex-boxer, Leon Mackenzie. Leon, how are you?
All right, man.
Long time no see. Haven't seen you since Soccer AM a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on that 90 minutes for England.
The goal we scored was a fantastic goal by Trippier. It's just like an amazing goal. Fantastic player. My main concern now is that we sat behind the ball a little bit too much. We're sitting behind a little bit, just kind of waiting for them to kind of... They've had so many good chances that I feel like we're playing, like we need to start stepping up a little bit now. Bradford's come on and he's done very well.
Yeah.
Obviously always exciting, but I just feel as a team, this is where we got to start and step up.
Would you make any change if you're Gareth Southgate right now? You look at the team. Croatia feel like they were in the ascendancy towards the end. Would you make any substitutions at this stage?
I think I'll take Ali off now.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'll bring Rose on even. Like, just add some fresh legs, do something. maybe even Ruben Loftus. Do you know what I mean? Maybe bring on
Ruben Loftus.
Yeah, maybe.
The question we want to know: can England do it? What is your prediction going into extra time?
I still truly believe we can do it,
Yeah.
but we've got to up our energy and start. Just go for it, no fear. Just push and go for it. We're in the semi-finals, man. Let's go for it.
Man, did you ever think going into this tournament we could get this far? Potentially, if we get through today, a place in the World Cup finals. Did you believe
Honestly,
that was the case with
I
this squad?
always said, if there's any World Cup that we're going to win, it's this one. And I said that from the beginning. But we got to like stick together now and start pushing on. It's all about energy.
Yeah.
Because they're fucked also.
Oh, apologise for your language.
Sorry,
apology for his language.
They're tired.
Yeah, fine. Apology for the language. Back to the studio as we head into extra time. Back to you guys.
It's a corner. Oh, just bit my tongue when Leon Mackenzie swore then, so sorry about that at home. But let's crack on with another request a bet from Sky, because they have sent us this. England to go to the final at 8 to 11. Obviously, the time of recording must be 18 plus, and T's and C's do apply. Lads, that would very much suggest that it's kind of in the balance at the moment. How are we feeling in extra time, which has just started, by the way?
Rhodes has come on for Young, so I think personally a positive change. Fresh legs and, I mean, defensive security. I think Rhodes is very good both going forward and defending. Oh, very good play from Rashford there. I don't know. It's as I said before, it's all about the mentality right now. We should be fitter than them. I mean, they've played longer as well as just being younger. I said it before, but yeah, mentality. If we can keep our cool, make sure they don't overrun us like they were doing in the latter parts of the full time.
I think it's a positive substitution. Like you said, our fullbacks have been getting deeper and deeper. Danny Rose has got great energy, great delivery. I actually think he's been unfortunate not to start maybe more games at this tournament. Young has been in fine fettle, hasn't he? But yeah, I like it. I like Danny Rose. And it leaves us with, I think in extra time we can bring one more sub on as well, right? So we've got two.
Yeah, we've got two more
to bring on. I just bit my tongue. This is killing, lads. I might have to...
Having a shocker, Chris.
I might have to go and, get an ice cube. Oh, come on, England.
We do look a bit calmer start of this extra time. I feel like after we conceded there, it was a bit like against Colombia. We just lost our shape so much.
Yeah.
We just lost a lot of confidence. And now,
Yeah, I think from Croatia's point of view, they smelt blood. That was their opportunity to go and get the second and kill the game. A lot of times in extra time, it's a lot more cagey, and no one wants to really give too much away, to be fair. So,
do you think they expended a lot of energy then in the last 20 half hour? I mean, they just seem to keep going.
100%. The intensity that they was playing with, you can't maintain that for 120 minutes. It's physically impossible. So, I mean, the way they've started this extra time, they seem to be sitting a lot more and probably conserving some energy. Yeah.
Talk about consistency there, mate. I'm going to talk with a mouthful. Sorry, Mum, if you're watching. Rude. But Rebic has thrown the ball away there. Walker got booked for it. Rebic on a yellow, thrown the ball away. No repercussions. So Rebic is getting on my nerves.
We do have a
ref's
comment.
Getting on my nerves.
Yeah, he's not been great since half time. I think.
Wonder what Sol Campbell thinks now, lads.
We've got a comment here from Shahir. It says England quickly need to regroup. They were very bad in the last 20. People overrate Rashford. I thought Sterling's hold-up play and pace was a problem in the first half.
The thing is, it's not. And that is a good observation, and it's very fair and well balanced. But when Rashford comes on and makes a positive impact, I don't know why people have to use that to the detriment of Sterling's, the previous 70 minutes. Rashford's of a certain calibre where if he comes on and players are tied around him, he's going to have an instantaneous sort of impact. So I think even if they were both on the pitch, and if it was someone else, you'd see that positivity in his approach. So I agree. I think that's a well-balanced comment in terms of how I heard it the first time round.
Yeah, for sure. I think there are definitely elements of Rashford's game that are lacking in comparison with Sterling. But yeah, in this context, I think he's been good. He's lost the ball a couple of times. Maybe his decision making isn't, the top draw just yet. But can't fault him too much, to be honest.
Rashford's brilliant at at cutting in, and he's a little bit more. He seems to be in control more so of the ball than Raheem Sterling sometimes. But yeah, I think Raheem Sterling's positional awareness has gone to a different level under Pep Guardiola. The way he can just like he finds these little pockets of space, the way he receives the ball. I think he's one of England's most intelligent forwards, and whenever he's not on the pitch, it's to the national side's detriment.
Now I've got another question here, which I think might be my favourite of the game so far. It's come from Richard on the Soccer AM page. If you could bring on an England player from the past to change this game, who would it be?
Richard. What are you saying?
I think Gaza.
Yeah?
I'd love to see Gaza. Yeah, I think...
So now he actually has got a yellow card.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that was rescinded, sorry. Yeah, Gaza's a great shot. I mean... Gaza. A young Michael Owen at this stage in the game.
And then we need someone to kind of take hold of this game. I think Gaza's a great shout for that.
Maybe Steven Gerrard, did it for Liverpool. Obviously, never had those moments in England necessarily, but
yeah, he was sort of come with the man, come with the hour, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, all the time. So yeah, good shout. Or a Wayne Rooney at Euro 2004.
I was going to ask actually, Ryan. I did have it noted down in my notes. I completely forgot about it. Similar to that question, if there was an England player from the last 10 years who's, say, retired or not in the team anymore, who this side could do with just a little bit, could add to this side, who would it be, do you think?
It's quite difficult because let's not forget, previous England teams haven't got to this stage. I think in the past we've had this so-called golden generation where it's been more about individuals, whereas now what we're seeing is a proper team, you know, and I think it would be a bit harsh on this team, this group of players, to say that you'd rather pick someone else to be in front of them, because you never know, that might have disrupted the flow of the team. You know, I think all these players contribute each other, and there's a great balance between the team. So to answer your question, I wouldn't really change anything. You know, I think it's easy to say, I'd have him, he was a great player, but a great player don't necessarily fit into this team.
Southgate has changed it here, though. That is Henderson for Dyer after 7 minutes of extra time. And got to say, Henderson's put in a shift there against Modric and Brozovic. Brozovic not been massively influential, but maybe his position has just allowed Modric to kind of float around a little bit more. Tough old shift there for Henderson. And he put in a couple of great blocks in the second half. So fair play to him. But now your old friend Eric Dyer is on. Seems like a confident guy. Seems like an intelligent guy. Obviously, he speaks a couple of languages. He comes across very well. Does this kind of situation, would it faze him, or is he? I feel like he'd embrace it.
Great ball there.
He's a very, you say about intelligent. He's a very intelligent guy off the pitch, and not only off the pitch, on it as well. You know, it's very rare you come across a player who. I mean, in his younger days at Spurs, at 20 years of age, he could play right back, centre half, and centre mid in the Premier League. So, for me, that just goes to show the intelligence of the player, and you know, he's a calm guy. Definitely. So hopefully, he's gonna help England now.
Come on then, Ryan. Let's get Slabhead on this. Come on, Kieran. Come on, Harry.
It's great
this
that
ball was
every
fully
set
pumped
piece
when I started.
is a massive goal-scoring opportunity.
There's
for
the
us.
love train, full flow there.
The love train. Southgate obviously hugely influenced by basketball from these situations. Oh no!
Whose head was that? That's the
bring me on a stick.
Yeah, right back. Who was it for?
Oh no!
Was that Stones? Maguire. I don't know.
It wasn't Maguire. I think it was Stones. I think you're right.
Right, calm down, Marcus. Calm down.
Not only is he, you know, part of this robust Croatian side, he's also part of Simeone's Atletico, so he knows how to. Yeah, it was Stones.
Oh, that was a great header.
Yeah, fantastic head. It is going in.
Varajaselko.
Unlucky John Stones.
I know Modric was saying before this game that they were training specifically to deal with our set pieces, and that's maybe an example why maybe just putting two men on the posts just to combat that if they can't beat us in the air.
Yeah, I remember Alex
put as many people on the line as possible.
Not Alex Morgan, she plays for the USA. Alex Scott saying after the Sweden game that there was no men on the posts, and I got to say, I mean, not something I noticed because I was in Croatia. You know, having a rather good time. But That's a good little practical note there, Macubs.
I got a question from Simon saying, if this goes to penalties, would you, I'm guessing individually, rather go first as a penalty taker or last?
First.
I don't know. I think maybe it depends. It depends if it's last to win it, then I'd rather go last. But there's so much pressure on that first one.
Apparently, statistically, the first team to take the penalties normally prevail.
Really?
So, you know, fortune favours the brave, etc. McCubbin. But are we talking us personally here, mate? My record is shady at the top level.
I'm guessing this question is quite loose in terms of they haven't specified as a player or as a team. So,
Right, did you ever take any penalties?
I mean, my youth team reserve days, I used to be a penalty taker.
Silly from Rashford.
We used to go into European competitions and I always used to take penalties, sometimes first, sometimes last as well. I mean, in the Football League, I took 3 penalties. I scored 2 and I missed 1, so...
Sample both sides of it?
Yeah, I've experienced going first and last in penalty shootouts.
Yeah, what about your preference?
I mean, I'd rather go last because the times I went last, it was to win it. So I have very good experiences
nice.
of going
stealing the
last,
headlines.
Yeah.
Love it. Get Rebic off.
Bring Kramaric on, though.
That's quite an aggressive move from Croatia there. Might probably maybe play it a little more centrally. I don't know. Not quite sure I line now, to be honest.
Oh dear. No.
Yeah. Well, oh god,
bit of a funny.
Oh, is that cramp? No. That's not Danny Rose's thigh, is it?
That's Rose. Oh no.
No, please, Danny. He's been problems with that. Go on then, Rashford.
That's a great tackle.
Great tackle from Modric. Has he got cramp? No, of course he's not. Guy's absolutely non-stop.
I just want to see, make sure he's all right.
Is it not to him?
Not what we need.
No.
Yeah, crowd in Zagreb looking very pensive, guys. Equally as tense as us. I think, you know, I've said it time and time again, but I don't expect anything else. There's no pyro now.
Yeah. You must be used to this by now, though, surely.
Yeah, they're seasoned veterans when it comes to exercising those fans in this tournament, aren't they?
Hot there as well.
And I've got to say, when I was in Croatia the weekend just gone, the populace there were pretty confident against England. I'd say as equally, like borderline arrogant, the same way we were about beating Croatia. A lot of people. I mean, I'd 100% backed us against Croatia before this game, but yeah, it was odd to see that they were kind of equally as happy with the draw as us. So something's got to give, isn't it? But
got a question from Abdon on the Soccer AM page. Croatia have won, obviously, both their penalty shootouts against Denmark and Russia in this tournament. Does it give them a psychological advantage over England if this goes to pen?
I don't think so. I mean, me personally, I think every situation's different, and just because they've gone through on penalties before, it don't necessarily mean they're going to again. I mean, England have gone through on penalties also, so both teams have had good experiences with penalties. So if it does come to that, I don't think the fact they've been in that situation twice will matter too much.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I don't. Surely, when you're lining up to take that penalty, you're not thinking about the previous 2 games.
No.
See, I think that's what we've lacked a little bit.
Rose has been a very positive influence.
First time ball from the left-hand side, but
he's going to get the foul there.
Ashley
of course,
Young's coming in on his right foot, isn't he?
Rose has put a good few balls in from that left-hand side.
What do you make of Kane's performance this game? He's kind of had to drop in. He's doing a bit of the dirty work. He's not really getting the. We're not really getting the best out of him, are we?
No, I think it's been difficult for H in the knockout games. He's kind of took on a different responsibility, whereas the group stages it was more of a focal point and getting chances, whereas the last 2 or 3 matches we've seen him go a bit deeper and probably have more responsibilities on his shoulders in terms of hold-up play and linking the play as well. So hopefully we can get H a chance in this extra time, because I still feel confident that if he gets a chance, then he'll take it.
What are you gonna say to him on the phone, either way tomorrow?
I think, like I've said to him all along, that proud of what he's done. You know, he's him personally. He's had a great World Cup, and not only that, leading the team out as well. Is I think he realises the connection that the fans and everyone has with the team now.
Yeah,
and that's a big part.
Must feel you pride seeing one of your friends lead the country. Must be quite a.
It's a big thing, you know. I think in this England squad, I played with 8 of the players at club level, and it's a big thing, you know. Yeah. Harry, at 15, 16, we were rooming together in Mexico on tours and stuff like that. So I do
both
feel.
Saw out a lot of loans, didn't you, as well?
Yeah, we had loans together, and we've experienced a lot together. So it's obviously it's great to see a mate doing what he's doing, not just at international level, but I mean, club level as well. He's been fantastic.
We're never going to get these.
Shades of Wayne Rooney there. Harry Kane dropping into central midfield, trying to play through attacking midfielders. Not sure quite what's going on. Stand him up, Carl. Stand him up, please. Perisic has been an absolute menace this half.
Yes,
great
well done, Dyer.
Who was that? Dyer. Took up a great position there, lurking. Oh, unfortunate there. Yeah. Eric Dyer, very reserved there.
On the topic of Harry Kane, do you see him beating Alan Shearer's record for Premier League goals?
If he stays in the Premier League, then I have no doubt that he'll smash every record. He'll beat Wayne Rooney's record for England, and also Alan Shearer's in the Premier League. For sure.
Can't beat his record when you're playing in La Liga, can you? Come on, Harry, get over to Madrid. I'd love to see him in the Real Madrid shirt.
What a save! What a save from Pickford.
Straight out, wasn't it? Very quick off his line.
Straight up,
very brave there.
Mandzukic as well. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, could it?
Kicking a man while he's down. It's true. Mandzukic did. He bought the drinks for all of his hometown for the the quarter-final against Russia. I think it came to about £3,000. Yeah.
Fair play to him.
That's a great ball in.
Great delivery.
Fantastic save.
Very brave from Pickford.
I mean, that's a great save. Unfortunately, Pickford's foot has gone through his legs there, and he's just kind of glanced off of him, hasn't he? Because if he'd caught him square, that could have been nasty, and we don't want to see that, do we?
It's got a question from Mike here, saying, are penalties an outdated format in the game? Should golden goal be reintroduced?
Penalties are so cruel, aren't they? But if you can't separate the sides after half an hour of extra time, then
you can't expect them to just
lay on and on and on. Golden ball was a bit weird, wasn't it?
It was a bit weird.
When's the last time?
Oh, it's definitely a foul.
Very poor refereeing.
The ref's been pretty poor this game. I really do.
Yeah. I actually remember this referee being fairly decent in the Champions League as well. He's not had a great game today, has he?
Maybe he just don't like England.
Not many people do they, Red? So. What a save! I didn't realise that had quite come off his shoulder.
That's going to really hurt Mandzukic, that.
Ideal that Mandzukic is off for this corner.
Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it?
Come in, Luca. Plant that right on Harry Maguire's head. Oh, he has gone short.
Gone trips.
Yeah, that was good from Chippy, wasn't it? Yeah. Closing that.
Stay with him. Stay with him. Got him every step. Every step.
That's it. Shepherded him. Was that extra time? Yeah. 2 minutes extra time up then. Hopefully we'll have a little renaissance like we did against Colombia. I think the substitutions he's made have definitely stabilised the game somewhat. Lads, thoughts on the second half and how it might pan out? Second half of extra time?
I see this going to penalties now. I mean, both teams are kind of trying their best. If anything, Croatia have created the better chances. But, yeah, I'm kind of in a weird way hoping it goes to penalties now.
I think there's going to be one chance for either team in this second half of extra time. It's just whether or not one of us can take it. But the longer it goes on, I think both teams will probably have penalties in the back of their minds.
Yeah. Either way, I think we have to keep believing, and we need you to believe. Get your comments in the comments below. Obviously, makes sense, doesn't it? Whether you're watching this on Soccer AM, Football Daily, Periscope, whether you're on our Twitter feeds, get your comments in. We want your score predictions, and I'll miss what you just said in my ear, Seb. So why not subscribe? I should have known that, you know. Being the consummate pro I am, but subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because, you know, we roll this sort of content out every day, baby. So, you know, keep coming back. Gareth Southgate, what is he saying?
I don't know.
No.
He looks positive.
Sorry,
he looks positive, so that's the main thing.
I'm liking how vocal the subs are as well. Fabian Delph give us some words of encouragement as well.
I got sucked into that team speech then. I felt like I was there, man. Rob those stars. Look at them. He's gone full C-Ron. What a cheek. Lovely.
Got a question coming from Footy Lover 12 saying, man of the match and why?
Christ, that's hard to pick, isn't it? Modric so far, I think.
Luka Modric's been pretty special. He's a special player. He really is.
Does anyone sympathise with Rob Beckett, the man with the ginormous teeth? I might have to be sick.
Yeah.
And he's also changed his name to It's Coming Home, so a mixture there. Mixed vibes, but I think we can all empathise.
Definitely.
Come on then.
What about England's...
I actually saw Rob Beckett. I went to watch... What did I go and watch? Dreamgirls. He was sat next to me, so shout out Rob Beckett. I hope you enjoyed Dreamgirls, mate. Fantastic show.
What about England's man of the match? Anyone stand out for you?
Maybe John Stones. I think he's been really solid at the back. Made three or four very important clearances, slash interceptions, kind of in the 6-yard area. I don't know, he's been very solid, I think.
That's a really good observation, mate.
Don't know what about you guys.
I think Lingard's put in a shift. Dele Alli's dropped off more so than Lingard. We've kicked back off now. No, I think John Stones is perhaps the best shout. Pickford's made a couple of timely interventions, hasn't he? Although a couple of hairy moments distribution-wise. I honestly think Sterling had a really good first half.
Gone rash. Nice.
Great pressure there.
Right, let's ask Smithy over at Box Park who his man of the match has been so far and what he makes of this second half in extra time, if he can hear me, over the raucous England fans. Although it looks a little bit quiet, Smith.
Chris, yes. It has gone very quiet. It's a very good observation. It's very quiet. Just chatting to a few guys. I had to nip to the loo. I'm not going to lie to you because I've been rooted to this spot all game. And everyone seems adamant that it's going to pens, that we're not going to get a goal in extra time. There's been very little chances in extra time. In answer to your question about man of the match, I thought Trippier had a great start to the game. It's very hard to single out anyone for having a good or a bad game, really, for England. I just think it's been a game, certainly in extra time. That first half for me went so quickly. And everyone I've spoken to here seems adamant, as I say, that this is going to go to penalties. Can't seem to see a goal scorer in the second half of extra time. I mean, it is so quiet here now. This place was bouncing. There were beers everywhere. There were songs being chanted. DJ Spoonie was on the decks. Vindaloo was on. You couldn't hear anything, whereas now it is completely quiet. A few fans made the observation to me that they think Croatia may have the advantage because they've already come through 2 penalty shootouts in this tournament. Interested to know your guys' thoughts in the studio. If it went to penalties, who has the psychological advantage? Back to you guys.
I actually think Perisic has been brilliant second half as well. He's looked an absolute menace every time he's got down the left-hand side. A couple of nifty step overs, won this corner. But go on then, to answer Smithy's question, guys, starting with you, James.
Oh
my God.
I think Ryan up before saying, you know, each team, it's down to the individual, I think he's saying.
Wake up there, boys. Sorry, James, cut you off.
Yeah, each situation is their own, I think you said.
Yeah, I feel like penalties, it's a lottery. You know, it doesn't matter what you've done before. It's in that moment. You know, I'm sure everyone would have said Spain were favourites to go through on penalties, but they didn't because they didn't perform in that moment. And it'd be no different tonight if it does go to penalties. It'd just be you can step up and score and make the most of that moment.
Got a question here from Anthony Nelson on the Soccer AM Facebook. Do you think Gareth Southgate has already selected the running order for his penalty shootouts, and how likely is the order to change?
I talked about this in the last game for Colombia, didn't we? And I think he's a pretty meticulous guy, so I said yes. But
What is going on there? What is going on there? Oh man, how did we let that happen?
Oh, injured photographers there.
It's happened down that left-hand side 2 or 3 occasions, hasn't it? Second ball.
How did we let that happen?
Laps again, man. No.
Come on, boys.
Well, we just have to go for it now, don't we?
Come on,
got this. We've still got that 3rd and 4th substitution. Now's the time, I'd imagine, to get Vardy on.
Yeah.
Who's that? So Walker's put it out. And walking out as well.
Yeah.
Walking out.
That's just quicker.
John Stones
They're
lost him as
absolutely
well.
knackered. That's Stones and Maguire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even Walker in front of him. Danny Rose is the only fresh one. He's the only one on his toes, really, there.
Stonesy, man.
Yeah, Stones slow to react.
That's such good play from Mandzukic. Just that little hang in between the centre backs, little nudge. Mandzukic, man. He was going to have a part to play in this game, wasn't he? Such a big game player as well.
Come on, England, we got this.
Right, but Croatia did go ahead against Russia in extra time, didn't they, lads?
They did.
So some small hope to cling on to there. Mandzukic's second goal in 5 matches at this tournament. Not necessarily prolific forward, but has many qualities, and he's been a menace, hasn't he, in the second half?
Yeah, he has.
Him and Perisic down that left-hand side have combined really well. He might not have touched the ball an awful lot, Mandzukic, but he's been moving that right-hand sided centre-back, hasn't he? He's been getting in between Kyle Walker and John Stones, running a bit of a muck.
Oh, boys.
Right, so apparently there's a lot of guys tuning in to the Football Daily stream. Thank you for tuning in for the last 10 minutes of pure drama. Stick with us, and hopefully, if we generate enough positive vibes, we can overturn this deficit, just like the Russians did against Croatia. So get your comments in. Will England pull this back? Let us know in the comments below. Come on, the boys. Come on, big last 10 minutes. Come on. Savic, Danny Rose. He's going to score another volley like he did against Arsenal from the halfway line.
Come on, Pickford. World class from you here, Pickford. Come on.
Go on then. What substitutions would you make that 3rd and 4th player?
I think I'd probably bring Jamie Vardy on and listen,
what's happening?
I think you'd rather lose this game 3-1 and really go for it.
Yes, yeah.
I think you need to take risks, you know, put the fullbacks high up the pitch, bring another striker on and just really go for it.
Walker off coming up, so you called it. Kyle Walker.
I think that might be our last substitution now, because didn't we bring on Dyer and
Rose?
Yeah. We've got another one because it's extra time. You get an extra one, don't you?
We've had those at the 4.
We've had 4, yeah.
Rashford, Rose, Dyer, and now Vardy.
Well observed, lads.
Well done, lads.
But yeah, I think that's the best player to bring off as well. I think.
Come on, Maguire. Oh, that's a brilliant ball.
Love that.
First time.
Dejan Lovren is so good at eating up crosses, man.
Oh, Modric there when he needs
Come on,
to be.
let's get to the final, lads. It's slipping.
Almost.
It's slipping.
There's a Croatian man down. Play on, he'll be fine.
Play on, boys.
Right, let's ask Smithy how the atmosphere has changed at Box Park after Croatia scored that goal, because it's flat here, mate. Subasic there, saving Croatia. Over to Box Park.
Yeah, the atmosphere, emotions of devastation, anger, frustration. Everyone was fuming when that goal went in. I thought a very well worked goal from a Croatian point of view. Sloppy goal for England to concede. But after that, the consensus from everyone around me was get Jamie Vardy on. Box Park Croydon wanted Jamie Vardy on. All these fans cheered as if it was a goal when Jamie Vardy came on. He's not got long. We've got 8 minutes. I feel that there'll be 1 or 2 chances for England. Whether to unfold to Jamie Vardy, but everyone was wanting Jamie Vardy on. I agree with what Ryan was saying, that we've got to go for it now. It's the semi-final. It doesn't matter if we lose 3 or 4-1. We have to chuck everything forward. This is the best chance we're ever going to have of getting to a World Cup final. Everyone is so devastated with that goal. Come on, England is roaring around Box Park Croydon. Can Jamie Vardy become a hero? Come on, England.
Good effort there from Smithy, lifting the spirits. Come on, lads, we've got to believe.
Boys.
We've got to believe the last 7. Come on, and all those watching, like I said, if you still believe, let us know in the comments below. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on, Jamie Vardy. If he scores, there won't be a WKD left in the country tonight. Come on.
Cheeky plug there, Chris. Yeah, we just...
Other cheap alcohol brands are available.
Oh, no.
Kramaric, clear off.
They're playing so well.
They've stuck to their game plan as much as we wanted England to stick to ours, haven't they? Just wide, waited for the centre-backs to have to commit.
Man, get him off if he's... Go on, Maguire.
Mandzukic just turned into Neymar. Veteran Shaw Lucas coming on, one of the slowest men at the World Cup, but a very seasoned pro. Good Ed. You played with Shaw Lucas, didn't you? What's sort of good job, much to do with him, good character?
Yeah, he was a good guy. Very, very good guy. He was a very calm character and a great player as well. I think he's got over 100 caps for Croatia, so...
Yeah, vast experience.
He must be a great player, yeah.
I mentioned his speed there just because he's going to be up against Jamie Vardy, right, if he comes on. Just might be relevant. I hope so, you know.
Hope VAR are clocking these wasted minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, to be fair, Mandzukic does genuinely look injured, doesn't he?
I mean, he's not the sort of player that normally comes off.
Yeah, he took that clump earlier and carried on, so...
5 minutes left then, lads. Come on. Late rallying cry. Just like Ryan said, we need that one chance. Hopefully it falls to a Vardy or a Kane.
Oh, no, not Trippier.
Yeah. It's not what we want to see after Walker's just
got
off.
Got no more subs either.
I'm sure Vardy's... I'd be relaying those tactics to die, I know. This has been an absolute age here. I hope the referee adds on every single minute. I don't want to hound him out about his performance, but it's been inconsistent at best. I want to see 6 minutes up on the board.
That's a great strike.
No. Well caught, Pickford.
Had a bit of...
yeah.
Come on, well played,
boys. Here we go. Here we go.
This is it.
Harry.
It's quite about the box, isn't it?
Alright.
It's a free kick now.
Yeah, I think you retake it.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, come on. I'm not sure going long there. I prefer us to, just to still be a bit more methodic, build from the back, like you said. Dane Lovren, if there's one thing he loves, it's long balls and crosses, and two things he loves.
Good from Maguire there.
Run. Come on, Ali.
Ali, man.
Come on, Danny.
That's a foul.
Thank you.
We'll take that.
Kicked it away.
All right, cool. Get everyone in there. All right.
Good shift, Trip.
Yeah.
It's a sour note to end on for someone who's had an absolutely stellar tournament, but what a goal to open proceedings.
Leave the socks alone, mate. Come on.
And he's really made that right back berth his, hasn't he, over the course of these few games. So successful tournament either way for Kieran Trippier. Come on, drop this on Maguire's head. If Maguire scores, lads, I'm going straight through that screen.
Rashford is good from this position as well. Right. Come on, Marcus.
Rashford standing over it, or about 25 yards out. Diagonal ball floated. I'm not a fan of that.
A corner?
Needed a bit more pace.
Oh, this is where we lose our...
That's a corner.
I needed a bit more pace on it.
It was a bit safe.
Or whippage.
Yeah,
that is a
definitely
corner,
a corner.
Off Lovren.
How can the officials not see that's a corner?
How's the referee not giving that at this level? At this level, he's higher. Maguire's already on his way down by the time that's come off Lovren's head. Wadelj,
We've definitely not
good
had
season
had
for
a lot of great
Fiorentina.
positions.
I mean, Modric has had a great tournament. Got to respect a man of his calibre.
Got a poll just going up on Soccer AM's Twitter right now saying, do you still believe, do England have any chance of an equaliser? Get your votes in. We haven't got long left, to be fair, so get them in quick.
Yeah. I still believe just. Come on, boys!
Come on, England. One more opportunity. Let's put up. Let's word a challenge for JB. It's not where you want to see Ali either, is it? I suppose what changes have been made in that trip? But has Ali come deeper? Because Ali has played CDM before, hasn't he? Has Ali come a little bit deeper in trip?
I think it looks like it, yeah.
Your boy Eric Dyer's gone right centre back. Yeah, that's not great, is it? You're going to be weak down that left hand side. Weaker.
I'm very impressed with Croatia's stamina. The fact that they've gone through these three games and they're still pressing like it's the beginning of the game.
I mean, that whole performance is brilliant. To be honest.
We've more than matched them for desire. It's just been those.
God, lovely Maguire.
Harry. That's a foul.
Free kick.
Come on!
Never giving them.
Ref! No words.
And that's going to be.
Christ. Not just pressing, are they?
Oh, this is great. And then he's gone wide.
How is he not squaring that? That is mental. How is he not squaring that? Thank goodness he did not square it.
Results of that poll so far, 200 votes, 85%. It's not coming home. So heads have dropped.
Right, we'll see how much injury time's put on, and then we'll reassess as to whether I still believe.
Raheem.
I actually feel sick.
Boys.
Four minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
4 minutes. Come on then, England. That's definitely got one more opportunity written all over it. Rakitic picking up. Harry Kane
crosses in from that left.
Needs to get in the box, doesn't he? We just need to leave him in the box for 4 minutes. For those of you that have just tuned in, 4 minutes extra time. We've just seen 30 seconds of that out already. Right, as I said, 3 minutes left. Come on, guys, keep the comments coming in. Let's get behind England for these last 3 minutes. If it is the last 3 minutes, let's make a big deal out of it. Let's still believe that one more final chance is going to fall to Harry Kane or Jamie Vardy. Let's have it, come on.
Boys.
Good tackling there.
Rakitic winding down the clock well.
Actually got a decision there.
Oh, come on, come on.
Malone,
Dele.
leave him alone.
Calm.
Come on, we don't want to wind down the clock. Not on our own accord, come on.
What annoys me with that is that Walker got a yellow for a timid throwaway of the ball. Yet you can get pushed around and nothing given.
The game's been littered with inconsistency, but not with any high-profile errors, has there?
He's got every day of the week.
Man, we're guessing now. I'd still rather us build down the flanks a little bit.
I mean, Danny Rose is putting a lot of good balls in this extra time. Or added
Have we still had the one shot on target this whole game? Subasic making a save.
The John Stones header. First
off the line. Okay.
Off the line.
So he wouldn't have made a save though.
Subasic still.
Oh yeah, he still hasn't made a save. No.
Still hasn't made a save. Which is, for all our battle, is ultimately disappointing, isn't it? And,
for sure.
Harry Kane, I don't know. You can't really be too selfless, can you? But
no, I think Kane will definitely be disappointed with himself for not getting that header on target in the last minute of normal time. But I mean, he's almost certainly the golden boot winner.
Croatia, I mean, we've seen.
Not fought him too much.
I mean, I've kind of forgotten, what is it, attack wins you games, but defence is wins you leagues and tournaments. I can't remember who said it, but I mean, that's holding true for Croatia at the moment, but Perisic has just been brilliant for the second half.
Yes.
That's yours, Jordan. Come on.
Right, come on then. 80 seconds left, England. One more chance. Please give us something to get on the edge of our seats about. And it's gone out for a throw in an hour off. But come on, take it nice and quickly. Lads, even if this is to be the end of England's tournament, I feel much more positive going into the Euros.
Definitely. Massive success
with this squad.
Massive success.
So a success story either way. But we want that one big last chance. Stay tuned with us for that big last chance.
Here we go.
I feel it's coming.
This is it.
Get in the box, get in the box.
Handball.
That's the second handball.
Here we go. Come on. This is it. Harry Maguire, Sir Harry Maguire. Come on, step up. That's one. That's a shocking
First
handball.
one.
Yeah. Even worse. Right. What's Rashford got to do on this delivery?
He's got to back himself and be confident. I think the last one he went safe and just clipped it in there. I think he's got to
put some oomph behind it.
Yeah, he's got to back himself.
Right. Come on then, boys. Come on, Rashford. Come on, guys. In the comments.
Write your name in history, Rashford.
Everyone's with us. With England, even. Come on then. Come on, Rashford.
Boys.
Let's get this going. Tense. Rocking like I'm.
Oh, Marcus.
It's a good ball.
Oh, floated again, man. I wanted to see that pounded into the 6-yard box.
That's it.
That's it.
Croatia, 2 semi-finals and 5 tournaments, and now 1 final. For a country of 4.4 million people, what an underdog story that is. But ultimately, that leaves us all deflated, doesn't it? Leaves us thinking, might what have been. But
heartbreaking.
France await Croatia in the final, and you've got to say, France are overwhelming favourites, but underestimate this Croatia side at your peril. I don't necessarily think we underestimated them today, but we certainly could have been a little bit more positive in our approach. I don't know, but well done, England. Successful. What do you guys think? Your thoughts on the game? We want to know them. We're going to be reading out some of your comments in the last 5-10 minutes here as we let this just kind of settle in as we process this. Do you think it's been a success story either way, guys? Let us know in the comments below. And how do you think the final is going to pan out? A little bit raw now, but maybe something we can talk about as we absorb the disappointment, essentially. Ryan, let's start with you, mate. Thoughts on the game as a whole, 120 minutes, and then let's move on to the tournament, I guess. At large.
I have to be honest, I thought Croatia deserved to go through. I thought for long periods of the game they dominated, they created more chances, and I wouldn't say England underestimated them. I just think Croatia are a very good side, a side who probably deserve to be in the World Cup final. You know, they fully deserve to go through tonight, in my opinion. I don't think England played to their capabilities as a team and individuals, and obviously naturally very disappointed and upset, but I think you have to be honest and real in the fact that I thought Croatia probably edged it. I thought they deserved to go through. Their big players stepped up tonight, and when they got their opportunities, they took them.
Spoken very fairly. I completely agree. And hindsight is a wonderful thing, McCubbin, but I think we looked a much better side with Raheem Sterling on, and all his detractors now, I think, can maybe re-watch this game and live the two halves again. Rashford was good when he came on, brought a bit of impetus, not to detract from his performance, but yeah, I think we looked a little bit more threatening with him on the pitch. What were your thoughts, over the 90?
I think, I mean, kind of echoing what you were saying during the game as well. I think, for sure. I think in the long term, probably bringing Raheem was off at that point. Probably wasn't the best idea. Maybe could have kept him on for another 10 minutes at least. But in general, I think it was just abandoning a bit of that game plan. I think, going long just wasn't working at all. And I think at least when we were playing short passes, when we were losing the ball, we tended to pick it back up again. And when we did get into the final third, we were at least getting a ball into the box, or we were winning a foul and winning a free kick in a dangerous area. I think that might have been what done it. I think we maybe just didn't have quite enough faith
that's a good point.
in that plan where we had done in other games.
I've got to say, Jimbo, 20 minutes of extra time, we didn't look like scoring once there. And Croatia just kind of grew into that, didn't they? And Perisic looked, a hell of a force down the left-hand side. I'm hearing that Smithy is available. We're going to go to Box Park, where the fans look in a pretty dignified mood.
Yeah, Chris, this to me epitomises how much of a success the tournament has been for England. OK, we lost, and if we're being honest, probably Croatia deserved to win. They were the better side today. But I've been at many games. I was at the England-Iceland game when England crashed out of Euro 2016, and the anger, the dejection, the disappointment from every fan I spoke to was there to see. Not at all today. Everyone is clapping, they're still kissing badges. Fans are crying, they're still gutted, but everyone is saying it's still been a successful tournament. Rewind the clock 4 weeks ago, if we'd have said England would be in a semi-final, it would have gone to extra time. I think a lot of us would have taken that, but absolute heartbreak to lose the way we did. I'm absolutely devastated. I didn't see it coming. I genuinely thought something going into this tournament, the fact that our top goal scorer was the top goal scorer in the tournament. We had very few injuries. We won a penalty shootout for the first time in World Cup history. Everything seemed to be on England's side. Unfortunately, it's not to be. England crash out of the World Cup. The fans, as I say, are gutted, but they are still here. DJ Spoonie's had to change his set list. He was about to play Three Lions. He said to me, he's just started playing. Every little thing's going to be all right. Whatever happens, it's a young team. There's so much to be positive about for the future. It's been a successful World Cup. Let's not forget that. Let's be positive. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, I agree with those sentiments, Smith. And of course, you can watch that final game with us. We're going to be doing a live stream for that, a watch along for that. Not quite sure, what the mood will be. But James, we've had some questions, haven't we?
I've got
tickled your fancy.
Barry on the Football Daily page has asked, would you like to see Gareth Southgate continue as a manager? And is he capable of ultimately leading England to a major honour in the future?
Straight away, already.
Definitely. The 2020 finals at Wembley, is it not? Euros?
Yeah.
Come on.
Another opportunity to bring football home. Home.
Yeah, properly home.
No, I mean, it goes without saying. The transformation that he's had on England national team in the past 18 months has been incredible. And hopefully, if he can carry on that success and that positivity around the national team, then I'm sure we'll be seeing England in semi-finals and finals in the future.
Ramifications off the pitch much more harder to judge, aren't they? But the fact that everyone, there's not an anger here, is there? There's not a disappointment, at least initially. And I think Jermaine Defoe sort of echoes these sentiments. He's tweeted, "It didn't go our way tonight, but the boys have made us proud. This is just a start for this team. Obviously, an average age, like we were intimating earlier, of 26. This team." At the next tournament, will arguably be in their prime. And there's players in there. I think like Gary Cahill was bringing that average age up. There's players in there like Dele Alli, 22, Rashford, 20. So yeah, they'll be in their pomp for the next one, the next two even. So yeah, lots to be positive about. But yeah, boys, deflation.
It's always heartbreaking. Yeah. That's all I can say at this point in time.
Leading on from your point, I think there's still a lot of positives. We've got our youth teams winning constantly. I think with the World Cup, the Euros in the same age group, I believe, and then another Euros for
17s.
17s.
Two World Cups.
But I mean, there are positive things changing from the bottom down. The fact that the change from the top tier has happened so quickly since Gareth Southgate's been there is if anything, it's just something to look forward to.
Given where we were at the Euros, I completely agree. And this was... So Roy Hodgson crashing out at the Euros was supposed to be, I've said this before, our Das reboot moment, right? And then from there on, it was like a 10, 15-year plan, was it, to reach a final? So, yeah, well ahead of schedule. Let's be positive. Ultimately, though, I might not turn up for work tomorrow. so I might just be crying in bed. No, I won't. Come on, lots to be positive about. Let's take a few more fan questions. For those of you who are still with us, let us know what you think of the game and how it panned out. And like I said, we are live streaming France versus Croatia. There'll be some people from Football Daily, Euro Football Daily, Soccer AM here. We'll make a bit of a party out of it. You know, everyone's going to watch the World Cup final, maybe with mixed feelings as a result. But make sure you tune in with us. And obviously we've got the third place playoff to look forward to.
Yeah. That's very true. I forgot about that.
Let's exact some revenge.
Another friendly against Belgium.
Yeah. So
I was waiting for you to say that.
No, but I think if you win that third place, you are coming away from the tournament like with something, aren't you? A bronze medal. So that's still going to be a big there'll still be a lot of expectation and drama around that. But yeah, like I said, France versus Croatia on Sunday. Come and join us. What are you boys? What are the comments kind of echoing? We got any post-match analysis from the fans?
I won't say post-match analysis, but Todd Proctor, they said, why is everyone English fan, so why is every England fan, I'm guessing he's trying to say, so salty? It's not what the game is about.
I mean, it's not the scenes that we're seeing. So Todd, you know,
it seems that everyone's quite, humble about this victory. They're still cheering their England on afterwards. So it's a bit of a strange.
Maybe we're a bit salty about some of the reffing decisions, maybe, but I think that's normal in a game like this. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a best reflection of the mood post-game. So, cheers, Todd.
Yeah,
I mean, did get a comment in, so technically, I can't give you too much jip, but...
got one from Hairy John, great name.
John.
God, I got that completely wrong. Did Gareth Southgate make the right tactical changes at the right time today?
So, you don't want to be that person that pans him in hindsight, but... What do you make of this, Ryan? This question. Would you have done anything different?
I think it's very easy to sit here after losing and criticise. I think if Rashford comes on and scores, then Gareth Southgate's a genius. That's just part of being a manager. You open yourself up to being criticised at times when things don't go your way. I think.
Yeah. Everything was lively when he came on, Rashford, wasn't he?
Everything Gareth's done, I think, has been pretty much spot on. He's handled every situation well. Timing of substitutions, you can always argue that they could have been better, but so I don't think now we should be focusing on something like that. I think we got outdone today by a team that were better than us on the day, and I think we have to accept that.
And we escaped a couple of hairy moments, didn't we? That could have been 3-1, 4 if that tucks inside the post when Perisic shoots, or I can't remember who it was, gets to the rebound a little bit quicker, with a bit more effect, then we lose convincingly. But yeah, lots of progress has been made. Any other fan comments?
Not particularly. I've got one about keepers. How do you think Jordan Pickford's been in this competition, considering we had a wobbly Joe Hart before situation?
You're a big fan of Pickford, aren't you, McCubbs?
Yeah, he's been superb, really good. I rated him before the competition. I thought he had a really good season at Everton, especially towards the end, and likes him because he can play out at the back and stuff, and he's been so calm. Even today when he was maybe looking a little bit less confident, taking an extra touch when the balls were coming in or whatever. He was still pretty solid. Like he's very really calm
young.
Under pressure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, still only 24 as well, so he's got another 10 years in him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think he's been great. Fantastic.
And we can't make what Kane is saying here, but I'm being told it's along the lines of this hurts a lot, but we can still hold our heads high. And I think it's important that we don't wallow in self-pity and we're not too defeatist about this, and that we kind of change that mentality. We don't want to lose this mentality, do we, Ryan?
No, I think you go back to the start of the tournament and no one expected us to perform the way we did and also reach the latter stages of this competition. So we have to be proud of this team because I think they've done an outstanding job. The players, the management and the fans, everyone, it's definitely been a successful World Cup for us.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Boys, have we got anything to add? Have we got any final questions before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I've got Janice Mahoney says...
to finish the show off then, Janice Mahoney.
Oh, what was England missing out on? A creative midfielder or anything in particular?
I think like you guys have kind of said, that these players, we have the personnel. It maybe is just a bit of tournament experience, and next time round, that might use this to their advantage. There's still players that are at an exceptionally high level that aren't anywhere near their peak yet.
Yeah.
So Harry Kane's 24. You know, when I was 24, you know, like I said, I think I said this last episode, I fell asleep on the Northern Line, woke up in Morden, didn't know where I was, you know, spent the whole night walking around. You know, he's 24 and he's captain of England and he's
what a man.
20 goal a season striker. Any final words then?
Just bring on the Euros.
Yeah. Bring on the Euros. Yeah. Ryan?
Yeah, I'll have to mimic that.
Go on, bring on the Euros.
Guys,
come on, boys.
Well done.
Like I said, we are doing France versus Croatia for the final right here in the studio. So join the boys for that, because we'd really appreciate all your comments, and you'll get a few shout-outs. Get us on Twitter, Periscope, Soccer M's YouTube, our YouTube, all good stuff. And the third place playoff. Still got stuff to play for, haven't we, England? So well done, Gareth Southgate's boys. If you're not liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. But that's England's campaign for now, but that's not it for the World Cup. So let's look forward to the final. And like Harry said, hold our heads high, guys. Come on, England.
Spark your sports brain. Go global with Sky Bet.